Discord talking about.
Yes.
That's funny. All right, I see us there on Twitch. Here we are. We good, Jesse?
Yep, we're good.
All right, here we go. 3, 2. Welcome to Nintendo Dads, episode 362, recorded on February 10th, 2022. On tonight's episode with special guest Sean Capri, we discuss Nintendo's latest Direct and why everyone is so upset about Mario Kart 9. I don't know, Jesse, you know what to do.
What's up, everybody? It's Nintendo Dads here. It's Marty, and it's episode 362 on February 10th, 2022. On this week's episode, we've traded one Canadian for another, and we've replaced our faithful companion, employee of the year, 7 years running, with a robot. And so I'm glad to be back. Somebody asked me the other day, it was Tim, when we were doing the big recap of the Nintendo Direct or live reaction to it. He's like, how's it going to be Phil to be on the podcast? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I haven't been on the show in like 3 or 4 weeks. I don't know.
Forever.
I know it feels like it's been forever, but for the first time in forever, here I am, and excited to hang out with you guys on a news-packed week. Excitement, outrage,
Yes.
fun, all kinds of things. So let's go around the horn here, tell you who's in. Joining us on the show tonight, all the way from the snowy white north, Mr. Tim Off. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Excited about what we got to watch yesterday and talk about with you some more. And Jesse, we get to hear from him a little bit, or maybe Robot Jesse. And then, and also from Sean, we get to hear about what he got to see and what he likes too. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too. So last week, what I did while I was out with COVID, I got a self-addressed stamped envelope, because those were big back in the day. You'd always, like, when I was growing up, I'd always hear commercials like, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Pueblo, Colorado. Somebody will get that too. I don't know why it was Pueblo, Colorado, but I coughed into a self-addressed stamped envelope and sent it to Jesse Waldak, and that's why he is not on the show tonight. Jesse is also sick, but he's here. Isn't that right, Jesse?
I am here. It hurts to talk, so I'm not going to be talking much. So I'm still here doing the soundboard and recording, but I have things queued up through this robot.
Greetings. This is Robo-Jesse, model number J3553.
Yeah, so basically what we're telling you is Jesse's body and organs are failing at this point, and we are transplanting his consciousness into a robot.
Yes.
And we're just not done yet.
J3553.
J3553. He'll be running things. Speaking of running things, also from the Great White Snowy North, drinker of maple syrup and way better than Justin Masson, Mr. Sean Capri.
I'm here
of just internet Xbox Drive and
the
Nintendo Drive
internet's
and
Sean Capri.
The internet's own Sean Capri. How are you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm so great. I'm here to fulfill the Canadian quota, and I'm glad that Jesse's here, still running the soundboard, because I was I was practicing my sound effects for you guys. I was doing the whole like Pika Pika Pikachu. I hate you all. I was getting ready, but
Yes.
Probably better to have Jesse behind the scenes on that. Thanks for having me on, guys. This is it's kind of the week to be talking about Nintendo. I'm just saying, I'm a little excited. We can actually talk about good news.
Did you get to talk about it yet on the Nintendo Drive yet?
I'm on the tour. I'm on the podcast tour actually.
Right.
So earlier this week was on Xbox A, chatting about something unrelated yesterday with Mark the Canardian and Todd Oxtra on co-op mode, and now tonight we're all over it, man. I can't stop.
Nice.
Won't stop.
Dude, can I get a tour t-shirt? I want a tour t-shirt.
That's such a good
So
idea.
Roger has the E3 tour and you have the Direct tour.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
That's right.
That's going to be weird popping in every now and then. We're just going to have to get used to it. We do expect, now that you've revealed that you've been on all these other shows, we expect original thoughts.
Oh yeah, we weren't talking about Nintendo. talk about everything else.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, with that being said, I think we should just dive right into it because we've got a lot to talk about tonight. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Of course, our news each and every week is brought to you by you folks over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, where you can go over and for as little as $1 a month, you can be a part of one of the most fantastic communities on the internet that has spawned all kinds of things like shows on the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts, Monthly Mayhem, the brand new bounty board challenge that we've got going on over there. There is tons going on in the Discord. $1 a month gets you access to that. $5 gets you the full slate of sub channels. And then $10 a month gets you pre and post show audio and exclusive art. $30 gets you on the show. Get to be a Patreon producer. And so we'd love for you to head over to patreon.com/Nintendo Dads and sign up today. You will not regret it. And if you sign up for a year at a time, you get a month free. That's a little deal. They didn't want to do it. I said, we have to. But I mean, Tim fought most of all. He was like, no, I really like money. And because that's how Tim sounds, right?
Yep. That's how I sound when we're off camera.
That's right. He reverts to his old man who lives in a cave persona. Oh, guys.
And I have all this hair under my hat too, so that you guys don't get to see where I take off my hat. Just all this hair comes out and I talk like that.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why he wears that's why he wears the hat, is to keep all the unruly hair.
That's right.
Trapped. For those who are not watching or they're just listening to us on the audio version, I got to say that is a fantastic hat that you have on tonight.
Yep.
Mandalorian hat.
Mandalorian hat that I picked up from Target.
Yeah. Celebrating the end of the Bobalorian series on Disney Plus. Yes. So yeah, that's very good. And Sean, you also have an interesting hat.
This is dedicated to my eternal fandom of baseball. Yeah, San Francisco Giants. I just do this thing where when I travel, I just like buy a hat from wherever I am. I don't watch baseball at all, like not even a little bit. But I
you know what I think you should do is I think you should get people to send you hats from places that they are.
I like it, and
the chances you could wear them on the show.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
On a show.
This could be it. I think you've just talked me into. I've been thinking about getting like a PO box, because who doesn't want people to send them stuff? Let's
Yes.
stop being
you know what
Canadians.
You know what? Guess what? We have a PO box now.
Oh, then I gotta get one. Then
you could.
If you have a PO box.
Well, no, we will let you have a PO box. We'll let you.
Okay.
Yeah. All you have to do is go down to your local post office and ask. They'll give you
maybe by the end of the show. Because I think we'll have time. Maybe I'll have one set up.
Hey, Robo Jesse, post our PO box in the chat. People can send us stuff. The bad thing is that we have a PO box and none of us are around it except for Jesse.
We'll do.
So he'll just be getting the stuff.
You know what I'll do? I'll give the address to like one of my neighbors down the street, but my name, somebody who knows my name. So like I don't give my own personal address. And they'll be like, hey, this package came for you. And they'll just drop it off to me.
Yeah. And then when the serial stalkers come to get you, they're just getting your neighbors.
That's right.
That's fine. Guys, let's dive into this huge, absolutely huge Nintendo Direct that they literally gave us a day's warning about. Yeah. They just came out being like, hey, so we thought you might want a Nintendo Direct. So here it is. And this show, They premiered this yesterday afternoon, kind of late in the day. For me, it was 4 p.m. I know, it was 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. And guys, let's just before we get into anything, I want to ask Mr. Sean Capri. We'll start with you. What did you think about this overall? Like, before we get into the nitty-gritty details, was this, because everybody wants to get on the internet and say this after it's done, was it a good Direct? Or what did you think about the Direct? Was it good enough? What do you think?
I'm going to speak in cosmic terms. This might have been one of the best Nintendo Directs. I'm not even going to get into is a good, bad. This was one of the best directs, and I challenged people. And I actually went on Twitter earlier today and said, so which one was better? Like, let's talk about that. And the best thing that some people could come to me with was like, well, E3 such and such a year was good. It's like, yeah, you're comparing a February direct to like E3. I think that says enough. If we don't want to get into granulars right now, like that's kind of where I was. And after it aired, I came over to this channel, to the Twitch channel, like I'm screaming, like I was just like caps locks. You guys should have kicked me out because I was just like spamming the chat, going like I was tweeting later. And I'm like, there's a boss rush moded Metroid. Like I was tweeting it like an hour delay. Like it was hitting me as I was remembering what had happened.
Those posts that you had. It's like for
crap.
each like topic would show up like throughout Twitter. And it's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, pretty much. I was stoked about it. And it's a huge reason why I'm here to chat with you guys about it. Because I came on over and I'm like, I have to express myself. You know what I mean? It was so, I was lightheaded. I just couldn't believe one after another. And I think too, but we did this, like a lot of people, we did the predictions and like we weren't even close, and we got a little Rick rolled a little bit with maybe Fire Emblem right at the start, thinking I was bang on. We got a new Fire Emblem, we get a Warriors game, and that was fine. That kind of like slap in the face was only followed by just amazing announcement after an amazing announcement. I'm kind of beside myself about it, to be honest with you.
Best direct ever.
Awesome.
Best direct ever. Yeah. The other way I kind of talk about this often, but like when I look at a direct, I go, can I afford that sucker? And this one, no, man, I got to go like take out a loan. I'm going to have to go shovel some extra sidewalks. I'm going to have to figure something out because I can't afford that direct at all, man.
Yeah. Tim, initial thoughts on just the overall. What'd you think?
Definitely outstanding and an A+ all around. And I say this from not, I guess, from a personal perspective, because I certainly am not going to be able to buy or even want every single game that was talked about. But the way that was presented, the way everything was talked about, everything that was brought to the direct was just spectacular. And I think they're on their game when it comes to directs lately. Mm-hmm. So, and I give it an A+, definitely.
Jesse said, Robo-Jesse chimed in a few minutes ago, said best direct ever. I think there was a lot, if you look at it and you know Jesse well, there were a lot of reasons for him to love this direct. I will say here, I'm gonna borrow a cue here from our good friend Joseph over at PS Trophy Room. This was just a direct of banger after banger, right? Mm-hmm.
He would say that.
Boom, boom, boom. It was like the pacing. They understood what they had to do. And I said this, I didn't say it like I should have tweeted it beforehand, but I said it in our Discord and said it to some other people that after we had led up in the weeks to this, of Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard, Sony acquiring Bungie, all kinds of other news like that around. I said Nintendo has momentum behind them from the sales numbers of the Switch, like 100, fourth best selling console of all time. No denying it. It's outsold the Wii. We're still rocketing to the stratosphere, to the moon. They have the numbers. They have the momentum. They needed to come out swinging with this direct. They needed to say, we mean business in 2022. I think they did it. I think this was something for everybody. And there's tons, y'all, just real talk. Like what Tim said, there is tons of game experiences. There are tons of game experiences, tons of games to play coming in 2022, no matter what system you have.
There was before the direct, by the way.
Yes.
Like that was like I was trying to temper my expectations going into it because I thought we kind of knew everything. And I feel like even in our predictions, we're like, what else could there be? Like they've kind of told us all these things, and to the point of pacing and to the point of like they knew exactly how to tell us what this year was going to have. There was just enough of new stuff about the things that we already knew. I think maybe just a little slip was maybe Splatoon, but like wonderfully just the perfect amount of like, here's your little project or triangle strategy. Here's some new stuff for Kirby. I thought they did an awesome balance. And my co-host from the Nintendo Drive console, Kato, has sent me a little graphic of here's what the first like half of the year looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many games on there that I've got to get my little magnifying glass out because my old man eyes can't see all these games crammed in here.
You mentioned the word pacing, and I want to come back to that because one thing that I've kind of been critical about in past directs, and others have as well, so not just me, there is the amount of time that Nintendo has spent promoting games we already knew about.
Yeah.
In particular, like I know you were saying like comparing a direct to E3 as apples and oranges, but man, when they hit that Xenoblade 2 stuff that year during the E3, and it was like 15 minutes of Dragon Grandpa talking about, I know I come back to this a lot, but like there's times where I feel like they hammer on these games that are already out, but they wasted no time with Kirby. They wasted no time with Triangle Strategy. They wasted no time with Metroid. There was just boom, 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 boom. Here it is. We've got so much to talk about in 20 minutes or 40 minutes. We've got to move fast. And that's how it should be done. Give us a taste, make people excited about it. And then if you want to throw up a website where people can go and look at it after the direct, just like they did with Nintendo Switch Sports. The website for that was live right as soon as the direct ended. Because I was going to search for the price to see if I can find it. And it started typing Nintendo Switch, and it literally auto-filled Nintendo Switch Sports.nintendo.com into my browser bar. So that was brilliant for them to have that ready to go. People are out there searching for everything they can find. It just drives excitement. Let's talk about our personal highlights. Instead of us picking this direct apart and talking about every little thing, people can go to you can go to YouTube. You can go to YouTube and watch it for yourself. It's there. And so you don't need we don't need to talk about every little word in line that was said, but I want us to just to pull out here. What are the things that just made you in this direct? Like you said, Sean, I love what you said. You were out of breath.
I was lightheaded, man.
You were lightheaded.
Really mm-hmm.
I want to know what in this direct made you lightheaded.
I think two things jumped out for me personally, but like honestly, I really could list almost every single moment as something that was really blowing me away. But you know, they launched with the Fire Emblem Warriors, and I kind of like, oh, they got me. Oh no, that's not the one I want. But I'm still keeping an open mind. It still could be okay. I'd like to try that out. And wasn't it right afterwards that it was Strikers? It was Mario Strikers. Whether it was the next one.
They did some headlines but like 3 in. It was 3 games in.
Strikers was the one that just like it kicked me in the solar plexus. Like I just took the wind out of me and I couldn't believe it. I've been asking for it for years. And not only do I want a Strikers game, which I'm really excited about, I want it to be good. Of course I do. But after Mario Golf, I had my doubts and I've been kind of like, oh, I don't know how great this can be. It looks like they've just nailed it. The attitude is there. The power-ups are there. It looks like it presents really good. The online clubs are there. And this is what I want out of my Mario sports games. I want to be able to share it with friends. And there's a lot of people out there, I'm shocked, who haven't played a Mario Strikers game. This is the one. Some people have Mario Golf. Some people have those games that they really look forward to. This is it. And I'm so excited to play Mario Strikers. The other one that really caught me, and probably shouldn't, there's maybe other better games than this one, but I'm going to call it Wii Sports for Switch. Nintendo Switch Sports was just such a no-brainer after all these years. It was, of course, one of the most prolific games in the Wii area. And I just want to play Battle Royale bowling with my friends. I want to line up side by side. And suddenly this notion of motion controls is okay because we have so many other experiences. Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me this game that's dedicated to motion controls. I'm here for it. Bring the Mii's back. I want to hear their weird sounds as we play bowling and other racket sports.
So I'm gonna say this that game during this direct. If you go back and watch our reaction, I almost came out of my seat.
Seriously.
When Nintendo Switch Sports got revealed. And I don't know why. Because I don't sports. All right. Sports ball and we're not fan. I didn't grow up watching sports. The closest I got was my grandmother and grandfather on my mom's side lived very, very close to the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. And so when we go up to visit them and there was a football game on, We wouldn't watch the football game, but they were close enough that when they scored, they would literally fire a cannon in the stadium,
Yes.
and we would hear the cannon, and you could hear the crowd and like see the lights of the stadium from where they live. They were that close. So like the Vols are my team because of that, but I don't like if somebody comes in and is like, oh, the ratio of the stats and the shut up. I don't care. So, but I say that to lead into this. Nintendo Switch Sports. This game is going to be. I'm going to call this right now. Tim, you can write it in our notes about Marty said or on the Nintendo podcast log. This game will become the number 2 selling game on Nintendo Switch.
Wow. My thought is like I'd love to see them pack it in actually.
Yeah.
Like it should just become you buy the only time you get a game with a Switch is at Black Friday. You get Mario Kart, and you always have. It's been since day one.
I said it on our reaction that Nintendo Switch is now going to sell 200 million.
Yeah.
This is going to drive system sales.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, I feel like they're not really in a place that they need to do something like this.
No,
but I do think that it could curb some of this oncoming maybe competition coming in from Xbox. Very aggressive these days, and who knows what PlayStation's got up their sleeve. I think they're going to have a good year as well. Nintendo packs this thing in, and the rest of us will buy it. Like, there's no doubt. We've all had our Switch from day one. We'll buy it. Here
in the States, it's $39.99. It's a bargain title. There's no reason to not buy it. I mean, it's going to play well for families. It's going to play well at parties. It's going to play well for groups. You add the online thing, like you said, the battle royale bowling. That's amazing. They're adding in golf. I highly suspect that's not going to be the last game they add in. I think there will be more over time. But I want to come back to Strikers too. That blew me away.
Yeah.
The art style,
it's
like
so
when
good.
you're doing the special shots and stuff, and when they were lining it up at the very beginning, I wish they would commit to that art style for the entire game.
Yeah.
I really do.
That was my exact reaction. Like, just, that moment. If you've played Strikers, you know this. If you're able to just line up a couple things right in the way, you knock this person out of the way, you knock that guy out of the way, and all of a sudden you get enough time to yourself where you can fire off one of those super shots. And this is different. It seems like if you can score up to 2 goals, and on the Wii or GameCube, you could like fire 6 at once and just be like rapid fire. And as a goalie, you'd point your Wii remote and try and block them.
I remember that.
I'm curious to see how that translates over, because it was so. I mean, it maybe wasn't as accessible for newcomers. So if I was playing against somebody who wasn't really great with the Wii remote, I could really rack up the score because it's so hard to block some of those shots. But I'm hopeful that the online mode is actually somewhat competent, which may be completely misplaced hope. But that game is special for anybody who's played it before.
And from what we've seen there, we know there's more courses coming down the pike. We know there's other modes coming down the pike. That's how Nintendo's been doing those sports game releases. They did it with tennis. They've done it with golf. I don't think they'll change the pattern for soccer. I think that there'll be an expanded roster and everything. I did think that it was interesting that they started that trailer. If you watch like the Mario part of the pitch and the Bowser part of the pitch came together, and I wonder if there's some kind of mechanic with that. And I mentioned this in the post talk of our live reaction of, I wonder if like maybe like one part of the field might have like a hazard and the other wouldn't, or something like that, because they're mashed together.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe it's just a visual effect of, their fans are over here. Their fans are over here.
I didn't read into it that way, but that would be really interesting too. And even if you imagine like, switching sides at halftime or something, or at a certain point, you might have a certain advantage on one side versus the other. That would be interesting. Yeah. Because there's just danger everywhere with this game. And there's so much going on that you string a couple passes together and all of a sudden you can shoot it really fast, or all the power-ups I think are really interesting.
Electrified barrier around the edges.
Man, this is one that people should be paying attention to. The roster, I think it's just as interesting as the game itself, is who you're gonna have on the pitch with you. I could geek out about this thing forever, but it looks really good. I like the art style, and I don't know. There's only so much to tell in terms of performance on how it's going to run, but I do feel like we've seen Nintendo show us games in the past that look like it was running at like 12 frames per second, MLB The Show. But this seemed to be running pretty decently.
I was going to say Assassin's Creed Collection. But,
yeah, that too. Yeah, it was just weird. They really do that. They show games as they are.
And it looked really rough. But hey, somebody's going to buy it because there's 103.5 million people out there. They're going to buy it.
Oh my gosh.
Tim, let's throw it over to you. What are some things that did just like jumped out to you in this direct?
So I know we're all going to talk about some of the first party stuff off the bat, but I have to bring up the first third party that came out in the direct, which was the No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That one just was like out of nowhere to me that's coming to the Switch. That team put a lot of work into that game over the years, obviously from the get-go, from, what they ran into and what it's become today, enough to where, and I even saw the tweet from the director of the game, the creator of the game, was he was excited about, their whole team was excited about getting this to the Switch and saying, we have 5 years of experience developing this game, so we're happy to bring it to the Switch. So that to me was pretty cool to see. And then of course later on, the other thing that made me hope for when it was announced was the Chrono Cross, was hoping Chrono Trigger was coming with it, but I'm still excited that Chrono Cross is coming to the Switch in hopes that we get Chrono Trigger as well. How we get Chrono Trigger, I don't know. If it's going to be part of, NSO, I doubt it. But like Marty, what you were saying during the thing, Square Enix likes to make their money. So it's probably going to be in some sort of collection or whatever. Marty, you're muted.
I'm sorry. I'm honestly really shocked that we have not seen Chrono Trigger or any of the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters make their way to Switch. All 7 of those games feel like money on the table for Square Enix. And I personally, one of my highlights from this is Live Alive. I remember seeing that series or that game in an electronic gaming monthly or some like Game Pro or something way back when, like that. Maybe it was on Super Nintendo, and they were talking about localizing it and bringing it over. And I just remember them talking about the concept of all these stories coming together, and I was like, that sounds amazing. And then it never happened. And then here it is surfacing after all these years. I was talking with my son today, who is a huge Undertale fan, and actually. There is a track from Live Alive called Megalomania. That's a boss tune that inspired him to write Megalovania, Toby Fox being him, for his then Earthbound ROM hack. So this game has deep roots. Yes. With a lot of people, and I'm actually really excited about that. But
I'm excited about that one too, and I had to dig into that one to learn more about it. And because when we saw that in the direct, and we got the snippets of those different story beats going on, I had to ask, and I found out Pear was talking about it because he played the original one, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, can you tell me do these intersect, these stories?" And he said, "Yes, they do." So. Because I didn't know that. I was hoping it wasn't like it's Octopath
it's
Traveler
almost like
where it doesn't intersect.
The original concept for Octopath Traveler, right?
Yeah. But these definitely intersect in an 8th chapter, I guess. So.
I appreciate like Square Enix trying to bring things to the Switch that are kind of unique, that are kind of like it's here. Like they did that with Octopath at first, and then there was the other the 2.5 HD RPG. I can't remember. It came out a couple of years ago on Switch. I can't remember the name of it, and now with Live Alive, they're doing that. But man, what I wouldn't give to play Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remaster on the Switch. I bought the first one on my iPhone, because I have a backbone controller, and I thought surely they're going to put controller support into this, right? We're coming up on nearly almost like in June or July, it'll be a year on iOS and no controller support, which is baffling because they have controller support on Steam.
That is baffling.
I don't understand it. And other Square Enix iOS and Android titles have controller support. So I just don't get it. It would play better because there's some really wonky things with that Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster about control and the way your person moves on the screen. And anyway, I could talk.
Where would they put it though? Is my kind of question. Like you're right, and that it's such a no brainer. You go like, where would you even put it? February not a chance, March not a chance, April's pretty dang busy. Like I don't know, man. Like.
Right.
You need to find an opening for it to land and for it to breathe.
October.
Right.
That's about it right now. I mean, there's something I think there's something every month.
Pretty much. And there's definitely, I would say yes, that there is. And the notion that there was 40 minutes of jam-packed stuff. And I don't think that I saw 2023 mentioned. I think the latest that we saw was September, is kind of like my overall take on it. Was this thing was jam-packed and the latest date they gave us was September. That is bonkers, man.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
Tim, did anything else?
Yes, of course, Metroid Dread. We're getting the update to that.
Yes.
I knew this was coming. That's why I came back to you.
Yes, Metroid Dread getting the Dread mode, the rookie mode, and then I just had a feeling we were going to get some sort of boss rush mode, which we're getting in April 2022.
What do you mean you had a feeling? What do you mean you had a feeling?
It's there. I mean, you just play the game, and it only makes sense that there should have been a boss rush mode to begin with. I said it from the beginning when I was playing it. It'd be awesome if we had a boss rush mode to play after we beat the game.
I want to ask this. Did you notice? Because Justin, his business ears picked up on this when they said it, and he kind of made a comment. And we didn't really chase the rabbit, but they said the first free update to Metroid Dread will be available today, with a second free update in April 2020 to add boss rush mode. So they've also said similar things like that about Animal Crossing before. Yeah, this will be the last free update. So
for Animal Crossing,
you think that we might get more Metroid?
It would be pretty sweet, because I mean anything's possible. I think it would be pretty smart too, especially if they're trying to. I would love maybe
like an epilogue mission,
an epilogue or something that connects it to maybe the next thing they're working on, or even something that kind of hints at Prime, even though I think the Prime is much earlier. Yeah, Prime is much earlier in the timeline. So I don't know, just. Definitely, I would pay for it.
Whatever it is. That's
a
a Nintendo fan statement if I've ever heard one.
That's
like, I don't know exactly what it could be.
Fan.
Yeah, exactly.
I will buy the DLC when it comes out.
Tim, if Tim walked into a store and there was a dog turd painted like Samus's armor, it's coming home with him.
It's got to be encased first. It has to be encased in a glass case.
I'm glad you have standards.
Yes.
Okay, well, good. I'm hoping that when I throw to Robo-J here, that hopefully he has some highlights planned. You got anything, J3553?
I was surprised to see the Portal collection coming in 2022. Though I don't plan on buying it, since I think the game plays better with a keyboard and mouse versus a controller, and I already own them both on Steam. I am excited for more people to play this for the first time, like Justin.
Yes, Portal is definitely a surprise as well.
That was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I'm not only am I surprised, I'm surprised we're getting both of them in the same package.
It's the best way for them to have done that, honestly. Mm-hmm. And the second game with co-op, I think, is really interesting. And I love too that now with Nintendo, this is more of a overall commentary, that you can have something like Portal and Portal 2 coming to the Switch. And because there's other new, and like not just other, many new and great quality games coming out, you can have old stuff coming, and nobody bats an eye. It's not the narrative of the Switch like it kind of was with the Wii U. Like you can have both. You can have games kind of come back, and people should play Portal. It's one of the most genius games ever created, and a lot of people love it. And if you've only ever been on Nintendo, you wouldn't have touched it ever. So that totally makes sense.
Absolutely right. And that,
like Justin,
I have a friend who has not been exclusively Nintendo. He's played a lot of these games. Like he's played Star Wars Force Unleashed somewhere else. He's played Portal and Portal 2 somewhere else. And he messaged me yesterday and he's like, Marty, why do they do this? Why does Nintendo do this? And I said, okay, number one, Nintendo is not Nintendo. Like, when you say Nintendo, like it's not like they are doing this first party. I was like, honestly, they have these companies who are coming to them and they're like, we want to put this game on Switch. And they're like, okay, sure, fine, go do it. The second reason is money.
That's 100 million people that out of that 100 million, there's going to be a percentage that hadn't played this game before.
Right. And here's my other answer to him as well, is that they would not continue to port old games to the Switch if they did not sell.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's why they do it. He's like, well, I might pick, he's like, it would have to be budget price for me to pick it up. I'm like, it probably is going to be.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I was like, Republic Commando on Switch was like, what, $14.95, $20?
Yeah. And this drop in prices all the time too, especially third party stuff.
Yeah. So if you wait long enough, it's going to be there.
Holiday sales and all that.
Holiday sales, all that stuff. I want to call out a couple of games here that I just, we've already talked about Nintendo Switch Sports. That honestly was the game of the whole thing for me. But Splatoon 3, I can't wait. I can't wait for more Splatoon. I didn't play as much Salmon Run on the first one as I wanted to, but this Salmon Run looks really good. It looks like I love the Salmonzilla tease at the end.
Yes,
like the big Godzilla thing coming in. I think that's going to be really cool. I want to see us like do some stuff with that. Like I would love to have like we've done like in the past done like Mega Dads versus Nintendo Dads. 4-on-4 and stuff. I can't wait to get into that again because like Splatoon 2 has had legs on the Switch. What about 3, man? It's obvious. Like I'm thinking they're thinking this is going to carry them until whatever's next.
Splatoon 2 had legs because it killed arms. That's why.
Oh my gosh! Thank you. I set you up for that. It was brilliant. But you're right. It did. Arms deserve so much better.
Maybe next year, 2023, Arms 2. Totally clear of the next Splatoon game. Splatoon, I'm excited for it as well, but I feel like this was one of the low points. I felt like Splatoon deserves a little bit better. I think there was the one thing I will say, the positive is that it looked like there was a ton going on. But I want to know when it's coming out, and I want to know that I can play Salmon Run anytime. Like I still have some questions that now that we're into the third run at Splatoon, they got to get it right with some of these modes.
It says summer.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to bet. Late July, mid August.
I'll take a birthday present. Yeah.
Because they love to call August summer. And I mean, it really kind of is. If you want to look, maybe I'm the wacky one. I call it like, it's like you're transitioning to fall. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, kids go back to school where you are.
Yeah.
in August. Is that part of it?
It's the first August 1st, kids are back in school here. So it's like, yeah. But they get out like mid-May. So
no wonder y'all are screwed up because that's why.
Yeah. I mean, that's just go to school all the time down here. No, I'm very excited about Splatoon. I am very, very excited about Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Let's go.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Can we talk by the way, can we talk about how this is? I have a conspiracy theory. I think this was Mario Odyssey 2.
Interesting.
Because why is Kirby collecting coins?
That's what you do in an open world, isn't it?
Well, obviously. I mean, in Red Dead Redemption 2, everybody runs around collecting big gold coins.
Exactly.
But did you not notice that and go like, what is going on? And then this mega mouthful mode or whatever, that's just Cappy.
Genius. Well, the whole thing is, I mean, Cappy is Kirby. Like, that's where I was like, I mean, I was thinking Kirby back with Odyssey, actually.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Very, very similar mechanics.
This to me looks early game of the year contender.
I completely agree. Yeah, like they could really just hang their hat on this game, actually. Yep. And it's so weird to be this excited about a Kirby game. That's like personally, I'll say that.
And you're right. And I think it's because they're taking so much about what Kirby is and flipping it on its head.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3D. It actually looks decent.
Looks great. Yeah.
It's open world. It looks like you're going to be collecting stars or whatever. And you're going to be doing that like Odyssey, where it's going to be like, you're not going to come out of the level. You're going to do that, but it's got all the Kirby familiarity and charm. The designs look wonderful. The graphics look amazing.
And you kind of have like a home base that you're building too. Like there's going to be shops and things that kind of like appear.
It's like Kirby Fallout 4.
Yes.
You're coming back and building your Waddle Dee fort.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Kirby. This is as deep as it's ever going to get, man. This is
and speaking of that, you're going to get some deep Kirby lore in this game. Like something's going to show up. It's going to be like Kirby's going to be fighting DDD, and all of a sudden, like the 7-faced alien skull monster from the Nightmare Zone is going to show up and everybody's just going to go, oh yeah, and they accept that. Kind of like the end of Star Allies.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that one all the way through?
I've never been. I don't beat games, Marty.
Dude, listen. You get to the end of Kirby. You get to the end of Kirby Star Allies, and everything's been like, oh yeah, Kirby. It's rainbows and everything. And then this thing shows up that looks like it should be in Dark Souls.
Yeah. Yep.
And everybody who loves Kirby's like, yep, that's what happens.
Yeah, just super dark. Yeah.
That's how I was with Mario Odyssey when that dragon came in.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Wonderful. I can't wait for March 25th. I can't wait for March 25th. This is going to be fantastic. One other game I want to talk about, and that is I cannot wait for Advance Wars Reboot Camp. Shame on you if you don't play Advance Wars.
Yes.
This, two of the very, very best Game Boy Advance games ever. Remastered. We now know why it's been delayed. They went back and did voiceover for all commanding officers. This is out April 8th officially now. Pre-orders available. I was very disappointed we did not get a demo. I think we might get one before it happens, but this
will probably be in the beginning of March. We'll get a demo.
Listen, this does not need to be a post-launch demo like Metroid. They need to put a demo out before this game launches so people can have a taste of it.
I think there will be one like at the beginning of March, like I'm saying. So, because they probably didn't want to launch one now since they had the triangle strategy demo out now.
That's what I was looking around my room for. I'm like, where's my Switch? I got to download that dang demo. They do that demo.
Because I mean, you can play 3 chapters into the game
and it carries over.
It carries over, and that should be enough to tell you if you like it or not.
That's how you do it.
That is how you do it. You guys don't sleep on April 8th. Don't sleep on Advance Wars Reboot Camp, please. Somebody while we were, maybe it was Justin while we were recording, he said, oh, it's a lot like Wargroove. No, Wargroove is its own thing entirely. Wargroove is more of a Fire Emblem take on it. It does look like Advance Wars in some ways, art style a little bit, but
and custom maps. You can create your own.
You can go online, play your own maps.
It's pretty good.
That's going to be good. Okay. Let's talk about Mecha Dragon wanted us to talk about Klonoa. Did any of you guys have any experience with Klonoa?
I personally don't. And before, I'm sure we'll get into this a little bit later, I just want to take like a quick temperature check on the fact that this is one of the best Nintendo Directs ever, because we've been talking for how long? We're all talking about all these things that were great. We haven't talked about Mario Kart yet. I don't want to like derail yet, but like, no, holy crap, we've gotten this far. We haven't even gotten to Mario Kart.
Because I'm saving that.
I know you are. I
really have a topic for that
because we do have a topic for that later. I think we'll save us talking about that DLC announcement until we talk about that. But Klonoa is kind of like a 2.5D, 3D-ish platformer. Guys, these games were popular and came out a long time ago.
I don't even remember what system it was on. I remember seeing it, but I never played it.
I've never heard of Klonoa until yesterday.
Believe that I really believe that I remember playing Klonoa 2 on like the PS2. It was PlayStation 2. So these are PlayStation 2 era games. Like they didn't. I feel like they probably didn't give as much time to this as it needed because they were just like, "Oh, Klonoa's coming. It's 2-game collection, July 8th." Boom! It showed them getting fired out of a cannon and throwing things around, and it's some of the best platforming.
Hambo and Johnny says he has Klonoa experience with this game.
I am for that.
If it's cheap, you should pick it up. I played it. It's good. If you like 3D 2.5D platformers, you're going to like that.
It looked great. It did look great in the video.
Let's talk about one other thing from this before we do get into some talk about Mario Kart 8. Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yes.
The big reveal of this and I think here's the deal. I think pretty much everybody who watched this direct, a good portion of them knew that something Xenoblade was coming. It was I mean, like nobody had come out and really said, "Hey, we're working on the next Xenoblade game," but there'd been enough hints and there'd been enough, stuff going around. What I think is almost bigger than the reveal of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is its release date.
Thank you. Yes.
So let's talk about that for a minute. This game has obviously been in development for a long time. How in the world have we not seen anything from it until now?
We've been busy. We've had other things to do. We've had other things coming out.
They're good at Nintendo's been pretty good at hiding what they do. Yes, magic for sure. Magic.
They haven't. You're right. A lot of it has been 2022 is going to go down as one of those years. And I just saw a great meme of like, it's basically 2017. The comparisons are there. Mario Rabbids and Pokemon now looking kind of
and they didn't even talk about Mario and Rabbids.
I know, like that's the thing. Like there's games that there's games that didn't come up in this direct that we still know are coming, or that they barely breezed over, that they just kind of blasted by. But yeah, like they do a really good job. And last year I kind of commented on this a number of times where they went, "We don't want you thinking about anything else but Metroid. So we're going to talk to you about Metroid all summer. Metroid's coming, Metroid, and that's it." And I actually really liked that experience last year, where whatever game was coming up next, that's what we're going to talk about.
Yes.
But they can't do that anymore.
That's the
Look
most
at this thing. They can't.
The most attention that they've ever given to Metroid. And look at it, best-selling Metroid game in the franchise history. It was a amazing experience. They're still supporting it after launch.
Yeah. I feel like even that's just one of the examples of the games that came out last year. Like they did the same thing for Mario Golf. They did the same thing for Skyward Sword. Like once the game came out, then they moved on to the next one and they just really focused on that. This year, there's no chance for that. There's just weeks. Like you'll get like a week where you're gonna have to finish Triangle Strategy on March 4th because we're gonna be playing Mario Kart 8 on March 18th and all these other things. Kirby on the 25th.
Mario Kart.
Oh my gosh, Mario Kart is coming back in a big bad way.
Yeah. So
but Xenoblade, let's go.
Xenoblade, like I'm super hyped for people who love that game. I played Xenoblade 2 for about 5 hours, which was enough for me to know this is not my game. I'm okay with that. Not every game
definitive. Did you play the original?
I did. I played the original on the Wii when it came out.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was good. I just thought it was repetitive.
Sure.
And so
I could
a
see
lot
it.
of JRPGs are repetitive. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I could see it.
Like I have to and I also had to realize that maybe I'm not in the space in my life where I can devote 100 hours to a game, a single game, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I basically get one a year. If I look back over the last couple of years, it's like that's essentially what I'm able to do is one. And this could be it. September's a little late. Usually I like it a little earlier than that. I'll be bumping into some other stuff, I'm sure, but
let's talk about this. That's dropping September, and Pear and others have said Breath of the Wild 2 coming this year.
Wow.
So it's a 2022 game. We think November. It's going to be like their November. It's coming out the week of Black Friday, or the week before. It's their system seller. There you go.
Right next to Detective Pikachu.
We are never getting. Listen, Detective Pikachu is somewhere in the same room as the Switch port of 1001 Spikes.
Oh yes.
I started looking for that game. Like it just popped back into my brain this week. Like, oh, I remember that game. It was awesome. Weren't they porting it to Switch? And I go back and I start Googling it, and there's a picture from Nicholas of it running on a Switch in 2017. Like the title card is on Switch. It never showed up. What the heck?
Right.
It's a perfect game for the Switch. Anyway, I just want to throw this out before we get to Mario Kart. You said something about that there's no time.
There's no time.
I got this image from Dan over at Retro Logic. He shared this, and it was every game in release order, mostly every game from the Direct in release order. So let's just do this, okay? So on the day of Metroid Dread Update, Earthbound, and Earthbound Beginnings, Assassin's Creed on February 17th, Triangle Strategy March 4th, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC on the 18th, Kirby on the 25th. Going into April, it's Chrono Cross on the 7th, Advance Wars on the 8th, Nintendo Switch Sports on the 22nd, MLB The Show April 20th, Star Wars Force Unleashed the 20th. Then there's a lull. Okay? So there's a month. So this tells me something. The month of May is either, okay, we're going to recharge before whatever's happening because we know E3 is not happening. Whatever's happening, we're going to take a breath, or there's a game coming we don't know about yet, because they like to do about one first-party game per month, when they're on the roll. So then in June, Mario Strikers Battle League on the 10th, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes on the 24th, July, Klonoa Collection Live Alive, Splatoon 3 Summer, Front Mission Summer, Disney Speedstorm Summer, No Man's Sky Summer. Then you get into, so let's say July, August, right? Because they did definitively have some titles in July. Then September, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and later on in 2022, Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival, Portal Collection, and SD Gundam Battle Alliance. Holy crap.
That's just what was on the Direct, by the way.
That's just what was on the Direct. And we already know Sparks of Hope, Mario and Rabbids, Breath of the Wild 2.
Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars, and it's in April too, by the way, April 5th. And this, let's segue into this. They dropped this Mario Kart DLC bomb that we have been begging for and asking for years. Further confirming that Mario Kart 9 will never happen.
That's okay.
It
is okay. On the current Switch.
That's okay. If that's going to be the situation that we're not going to get a Mario Kart 9 anytime soon, this is exactly what we need. I would like maybe characters is the only thing I'd like kind of hope that they haven't revealed yet.
Yes.
But my goodness gracious, they showed the splash screen of these are where these courses are coming from. And my entire heart exploded into 1,000 tiny little pieces with just nostalgia and love and memories.
Right. Mark it down right now that I swear to God, if Nintendo does not give us Waluigi pinball in these tracks, somebody is going to
It'll be the final wave.
Me.
The final
somebody will hear from me. They will be on my list.
Look, Nintendo was just waiting for somebody to try it. Try to sneak in there with some kart racers. Oh, Chocobo GP, you want to come out on March 18th? You got 8 days. Okay. You just watched the Ring VHS tape. Okay. You got 7 days until you're dead. That's it. Because we are all playing Mario Kart 8
It's the literal
Deluxe.
equivalent of watching the ring. You have
Seriously,
this amount of time.
we're playing Mario Kart 8.75. Like that's what we're doing. This is perfect.
The tracks look incredible. And the possibilities are endless. The fact that we are getting 6 packs of 8 tracks each, it is literally a brand new game that they are giving us for $25.
Double the tracks.
$25.
And
Or
that's
if
not
you're
all.
if you're a Nintendo Switch Online subscriber,
There you go.
You just get it.
You just get it.
You just get it.
It was just like punch after punch after punch. One of my favorite tracks on Mario Kart 8 is Donut Plains. I think the way that they recapture or reimagine some of these tracks is absolutely gorgeous. So I have all the faith in the world that these tracks are going to be just as good and continue to take me down that lane. But I already bought Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack. I was in when they did the Animal Crossing thing, and I was in with the N64 games, but I know not everybody else was. But this is the precedent. This is the rule that Nintendo is creating here. And I'm so happy that I think that maybe people can stop complaining about it.
I hope you guys see the pattern here.
Yes.
And see what they're doing. That every game that comes out from now on, when it gets the big DLC pack that they all get, or most of them get, still waiting on that Odyssey DLC, by the way.
So since we're here at this spot, we do have a topic later on, but we'll just bring it up now, which is the smart or stupid. Is it smart or stupid that now that we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, that people are upset? Why are people upset about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC coming?
Because honestly, it means Mario Kart
go ahead, Sean.
I'm so sorry. I was just going to say that it means that they're upset because it means that we're not getting a new game anytime soon.
I think so.
Is that smart or stupid?
You have to say, you can't.
No, I'm just saying, because I'm not saying we have to say those people are stupid. What I'm trying to say is that it's a lot of people were complaining either about the graphical detail just from the trailers, right? They're like the trailers, they look like they're lower res, or they look like they were brought over from the mobile side. Lots of complaints about how it looked from a lot of people on Twitter, or disappointed that, oh great, that means we're not going to get 9.
I want people to remember that when Mario Kart 8 first came out on Nintendo Switch, it only had 4 cups. All right. It only had, like, they added in the
on the Wii U. When it came out on the Wii U, it came over as deluxe with all the DLC.
It did, but I'm saying when this game first came out, it had a non-arena battle mode. It had only 4 cups. It did not have. I don't remember. I don't think the Wii U version had 200cc mode.
No,
so
I don't think so.
Added
YouTube
so
video
if you
compression
look
never
at
helps games look better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want you to look at what they're adding here. Even if all they're adding is 48 new tracks, they are adding the entire first game plus its tracks in DLC for $25.
So here's a counterpoint from Mecha Dragon that I've seen, not just from him, but others, is basically, we've been playing this game since 2011. We're tired of MK8. It's the Wii U version, essentially, and we don't have a new specifically built for Switch.
So let me ask you
Mario
this.
Kart.
How many people, how many copies of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe have been sold? Does anybody know that off the top of the head?
43.35 million.
Wow, look at that. Math genius. 33.35 million. We're just going to say 33 million. 33 million. All right. So I'm just doing some math right
43
here.
million.
Okay. Thank you. 43 million times 25. 43 million times 25. All right. Is, my God, it is $1,075,000,000.
Yep.
That's why they're doing it.
Well, and this is
Let
what
me
I was
be
saying.
business Marty here. This is why they're doing it. And here's also why, because $1,075,000,000 is not going to be the final total, because guess what? Some of us are going to keep paying every year for the online expansion pass so we can keep these tracks. So we can keep our Animal Crossing DLC, so we can do so we can get all of the new systems and games. They're going to be actively making money on us every year. And back to my original point, guess what? You're also going to be paying for it, because this is where Splatoon DLC is coming for Splatoon 3.
Yep.
All right. This is your Octoling expansion for Splatoon 3's going to be on this. Oh, by the way, Kirby will probably also have DLC on this. Why? Because they know that it works. Animal Crossing proved it. And we're going to line up every year and say, Nintendo, take my money. Do I want a Switch exclusive Mario Kart? I did until February 9th.
Yeah, totally. I honestly, I don't care for it. And it's the assumption that it's going to be great, that whatever the next Mario Kart game is going to be great. And you can't really assume that. There's plenty of examples where some important titles have taken a step back. And Mario Kart, I think, is a good example of that in the series history. This is like, what's wrong with this? Even if we have been playing this game, it's the disc that you put, or the cartridge you've put in since forever. Like, it's not the same game though, because it's doubled the tracks. Like, I have trouble wrapping my mind around that. And I challenge people to open their minds to this. This changes the game itself, and also gives it a roadmap for when it's going to continuously change over the next year and a half.
And the conversation now needs to go to, when is the next Mario Kart game coming out? I'll tell you when. 2024 or 2025.
With the new Switch.
Because why?
Yeah, that's what Kato's been saying this whole time too.
Listen, here's why. Because that's when the DLC for this one runs out.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the roadmap.
2023.
Totally.
Yeah.
What else do you want from Mario Kart? Like, when people think, like, what if they were to design, if you ran Nintendo, if you were to like create Mario Kart 9 or 10 or whatever they're going to call it, like, what is it? And I feel like you look to Smash as the new model of how you take a long running series to like its ultimate destination. And that's kind of what they're achieving through this. So like, that's why I'm happy. Like, I just want a Mario Kart game with like all the tracks and all the characters.
That's when it comes down to what you're just saying too. And a lot of fans have said that the people that bought the 43.35 million people who bought this game, some of them, or even the critics, were saying this game is near perfect. It's just missing those tracks that we didn't get, that they are now putting in. So now we've got that. But then my point was, when this came out, and because I was seeing a lot of that stuff, and I was kind of disappointed in, the disappointed dad, obviously, and seeing all these people complaining about something that we are finally getting, right? It's like, why are you complaining? Well, first of all, we've got 43.35 million people who own the game, but only recently 8 million of those players bought it within the last year.
That's wild.
So how would they feel? 8 million people,
right?
Who all of a sudden Nintendo drops Mario Kart 9. Like, I just bought this game, now I got to buy a new one because you didn't make it the first time or something. So now you want to make this, now I got to buy it. And they might not, those numbers won't be there probably because of that. I've already got 8. So why am I going to buy 9?
And Justin,
you create the DLC.
Justin has said this so many times, and I will say he is absolutely right on this. Why would they make another Mario Kart game when this one is selling 8 million copies within the last year? The strategy of DLC is the way to go. It's in the title, guys. 8 is a Mobius strip. And here's the thing, like you said, tell me what about Mario Kart 8 is not good?
Yeah.
It is the best controlling Mario Kart of the entire series.
Yep.
It has the best visuals, the best music, the best items.
Modes for kids.
Modes for kids and people.
And the
with
online is even
disabilities,
good too.
Accessible. The online is great. It works well too. Tournament modes can be set up.
Yep.
What else would you do? I mean, besides adding like a double dash mode back in, what else could you do? My thing is, I'm with you, Sean. More characters. Like, I don't need a booster course pass. I need a booster character pass as well.
They can charge me $25 for that too, and I pay it. To be honest,
absolutely.
Here's
the thing: if they charge you $50,
I'm sorry, Jesse. Oh, sorry,
Jesse.
Robo Jesse.
We need another gamepad to add another horn button.
Yes.
Another horn button. Here's the thing: if they did a character pass and a course pass, that's $50.
Yeah,
that's a new game. That's new Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
They're just not calling it Mario Kart 9.
Yeah, I'd still pay for it.
I would be all over that. I think it's brilliant that none of these tracks are new. I think it's great that they're going back and pulling like a greatest hits. I think that's a fantastic strategy because
what's the one from 64 they're giving us? The Choco
Mountain.
Choco Mountain. Oh, yeah. I want to go back and kind of see them.
See, here's the thing: is you go back and you play some. You go back and you play some of those tracks.
Yeah,
and you play them natively on those like SNES Mario Kart. Everything's flat. There's no hills.
Right.
You know, you go to N64. There's hills, but maybe there's very limited visibility, or there's no jumps, or there's some guys. They're going to be improving these. There's going to be places where you can fly. There's going to be shortcuts to find. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. It's going to be like a brand new game.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, and I saw the breadth or the width of how far out the DLC is going to be, sold.
What is like the track selection screen going to look like? Like, it's already loaded up. You've got all these.
I think they're going to go to 2.
From, like, I could see it. Yeah, I could totally see that.
You press ZR to go to the next.
Yeah, I mean,
the vegetable cup and the feather cup and the.
Yeah, let's keep going with it.
See, the vegetable thing, it gives me hope that maybe like they're going to all of a sudden Wart's going to drive out of whatever cave, in prison. They're going to keep it and been keeping him in all these years, and he's going to show up.
It's so good. We've been covering Nintendo. We've been podcasting about Nintendo for a long, long time. And every single time they come out with new sales figures, it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has sold a gazillion copies, and there will never be anything like Nintendo doesn't have to do anything with this game because they just keep selling stuff. So we've been talking about that narrative for a long time. And I think we've all kind of like just resigned to, I'm probably not getting anything Mario Kart like ever. It's just so unrealistic. We all understand that they don't really have to. And I think that's why this hit so hard, at least for me, because I had just thought like, they don't have to. I get it, Nintendo. I've stopped fighting it. And exactly when I stopped fighting it is when they gave it to me, man.
I appreciate you ending the fight.
Well, I also asked, though, we also can't forget how much of an impact COVID had on companies.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo. Nintendo is not as big as, say, Sony and Microsoft. They are fighting the big game, but employee-wise or corporate-wise, they're not as big. So when COVID hit, that hit them hard. So I wonder if this was impacted as well.
I think it's just about the right time. And I think you brought up a really good point, Tim, about how many people have recently bought this. So you can look at like the acceleration of it. Like, what's the velocity of their sales? And is 8 million in the last year, is that as slow it has been? And maybe that's why now is about time to breathe some new life into it.
Did it slow down?
Right. Like slow down to 8 million, which is insane to think about. But yeah, like I think they could have had this ready a long time ago. Like to everybody else's point,
True.
We've been playing Mario Kart 8 since 2011. So it's not like this is something that they decided.
They could have had it ready for the Wii U and then decided, hey, this is not selling well.
They should have celebrated the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah. Episode in the chat says Tokyo Blur is new. It's from the that's from the mobile game. So that's the other.
They are. That is correct. I will say that they are bringing over some tour tracks, which makes me and gives me some hope that maybe they'll bring over some characters that are only in tour. Tour's got Charge and Chuck. Tour's got that's the one I think of off the top of my head. It's got tons of characters that aren't in Mario Kart 8, and it would be good to see them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they slip in characters with all those tracks in each of those rounds.
I agree, like one character per track. Oh my gosh!
I wish that they were live recording from your living room in Mario Kart Live and create a track out of that. Like you got your cat in there, you got the dog hair all over the floor.
That would be funny.
Just a little. That's not a remaster or anything. I can see them doing that in the next one.
that brings up a good point, Sean, as we kind of transition here. They could have done Mario Kart Live and been like, okay, we did it. We gave you a new Mario Kart game.
That is it. Look at the last two
It
Mario
is.
Karts that we've gotten. It was live and tour, and it's like, we need to come back to the Switch, please. We need something back here.
They could have been done, and they weren't. So rounding out Nintendo Direct, I think this is as Jesse said, it's
Mario
probably one of
Kart
the
Live
best.
is still counted as a million seller.
Mario Kart Live is a million seller. That is correct.
Yes.
One of the
Going
what was
back
it
to
like?
Kirby, seeing the mouthful mode reminded me of Rotom's transformations from Pokemon.
I need to get this robot thing, man.
I like it. You know what? I think we may keep him like this.
I need it for work.
That's his new, like, he has to do it from now on. As we kind of round this out, I think this is one of the best
Agreed.
directs I can remember. But I was talking to Justin before it went live. If you go back and look, and I would throw this in your Google machine if you get a chance, go Google Nintendo Direct February 2021 and go look at the list of games that were announced in February 2021. It was absolutely amazing.
Yep.
And it set the tone for 2021. I mean, games we didn't even know about, like Mario Golf, Apex Legends was announced during that Direct. So Nintendo is setting a precedent for dropping massive news in February, and I'm here for it. I think that this is a new month to watch for them. I know typically before it's been like around this time they get a little bit, and then E3, and then September to kind of put you on toward the end of the year. I think that we need to watch Circle February. 2 years in a row is pretty good precedent, I think.
And they get ahead of the others. I know we're very Nintendo centric here, but like they're ahead of Xbox, they're ahead of Sony on this. Like neither of those have anything remotely even close to this. So if you're planning out your year right now, you look at Nintendo, you go like, I'm gonna hitch onto this little wagon.
They got Horizon Horizon Forbidden West.
Sure, and I would expect them to have maybe something, maybe a little bit later, but yeah, right. And that's nothing to sneeze at. There's no doubt.
Well, and what Tim has said, to be fair to other consoles and other companies, COVID has had an impact that we the public will never know. Like
not until it comes out in the book 10 years from now.
Yeah, there'll be books about it, but like we'll never know the extent of the delays or the plans that got just flat canceled for stuff. I personally think that Zelda 35 is a huge COVID casualty. I think that there was more in the pipe for that, and it just didn't materialize because how could it over the past 2 years?
Right.
So we'll put a bow on this Direct. We'll move on to a couple of game release updates we want to let you know about. February 17th, Voice of Cards, The Forsaken Maiden is making its way to Nintendo Switch. And also remind you that Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster is finally coming out February 23rd. That's going to be on Steam and mobile. Honestly, my recommendation is this: if you want to play it and play it right, play it on Steam. I was hoping we'd be able to say play it on console, play it on Switch, but no.
Maybe E3. We'll see.
Maybe we'll see. Well, guys, that's our news for this week. Tim, why don't we take a break and hear from our fine friends over at Manscaped?
Sure. And then after that, we got a PokéMinute from the robot Jesse.
Yeah.
All right. I get to do the ad read this week, so hang tight. Let me see if I can do as good as Justin does here. But while we get started, can I get a round of applause, please? Everyone, just a round of applause.
Okay.
We need everybody to clap.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Today, I'm excited to announce Manscaped launched their Ultra Premium Collection. Believe it or not, it is for your not so private parts. I'm talking about a leveled up hygiene routine with your favorite manly scent. This is an all-in-one skin and hair care kit for the everyday man and covers you from head to toe, literally. Manscaped is trust below the waist, not now trust them with the rest. So join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code NINDADS, NINDADS. So you get your 20% off and free shipping. So any of you guys have any new products yet from Manscaped? I know we usually get products and stuff like that, but you got anything new? Anything you tried?
So I will say that in this ultra premium collection is the shampoo,
Yes.
which they sent us some of that, and it's been awesome. Like, I love it. Fantastic scent. They also sent us some body wash that comes in this premium collection too, and it's actually really, really good. It is going to replace the previous shampoo and body wash that I was using. It already has
The all-in-one, or the
and
2-in-1.
Yeah, the all-in-one. I don't know. I was using a very manly 3-in-1, which was just do everything with one liquid.
Yes. Just pour it on you, and then
Yeah. So in this premium collection, you get the shampoo, you get the body wash, you get deodorant, you get a hydrating body spray, and you also get a free gift, which is a 3-pack of lip balm. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I use the lip balm, and especially in the colder months, is very important. So
yeah, so if the whole Manscaped thing is like, I don't know about that whole below the belt thing, this is not. You can get some very quality products here.
Other areas.
Other
areas all over.
Other hairy areas, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought you said at first.
Other hairy areas. Areas, yes. Areas.
So you can get this. I mean, use the code NINDADS, get 20% off and free shipping. Why not? Right? Do something, treat yourself.
That's correct. That is correct. And they even have a recommended way of using the products too. Did you know that? Like, they recommend one, you hop in the shower. That's most important, right? And you can do the scrub-a-dub-dub that body, and
don't just stand in the middle of your bathroom floor and use these.
Then you lather your hair up. Step 2, and 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Keep your noggin togging.
It's something that we don't really teach our kids and young men enough, do we? We is there a standard step-by-step approach to the shower? There is probably a good way to do it. Some people might be doing it completely backwards,
Yeah, they could be drying off first and then going in the shower.
Here's my question is, when does Manscaped finally take a stance on if you should be brushing your teeth in the shower or not? Is that when do they get into oral care?
Something tells me by the way you have brought this up that you have a very passionate opinion about this.
Well, I don't know if passionate is the word, but I do think we're all very rushed in the morning. We've all got things we got to get to. Got to make the absolute most out of every moment of that time. So yeah, what's the most efficient way to do it? And I want to see what Manscaped has to say about this.
Yes,
they're getting away from the hairias and just taking on the whole shower experience itself. Yes. So yeah, what do they have to say about the oral care? Let's wait. Yep. Let's see.
I, for one of those steps I have is brush my teeth in the morning while I'm taking a shower.
That's right. Yeah,
I can't
beautiful.
do it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I can't do it.
It's an efficiency.
I just can't do it. I've got a very set routine too, and it's get up, shower, then do medicine and teeth brushing and deodorant outside of that. That
makes sense.
And gummies, all that.
So you have your you have your steps. They have their 5 steps. Like after
I may try their 5 steps. I don't know. It's a 5-step program.
5-step program.
But their 6th step is optional, and that's getting dressed.
Nice.
But anyway,
you mean to tell me
that's an option.
Been wearing clothes outside all this time and I don't have to?
It's optional.
Pants have been optional since March 2021, so 2020.
Why did nobody tell me this?
That's right. Well, with that said, get 20% off and free shipping again with the code NINDADS at manscaped.com, and just do it.
Just do it.
Tim, it's funny. My daughter will grab my face and she says that I have a beard, and it's funny. Like, it doesn't ever get any longer than this. So it's like, oh, you should see the beards out there.
I want you to know, Sean, that by the time when you come on Nintendo Dads next time, we expect a beard.
I think I might actually for the first time in years, I might actually go down to a real clean shave on my face. Because my daughter she doesn't like it. She says it's scratchy. She doesn't like it. So
I got you.
Yeah, because the thing is, once you have a beard, you can't go back.
That is
having one, because then the kids start freaking out. Because I've done that, where I've shaved everything off, and man, the whole family's freaking out. They're running, screaming around the house, and agony and pain. And you
My
can't
daughter
shave
told
it.
me to never shave again.
Yeah, see, Jesse knows.
See, we follow the instructions of our daughters. At one point, maybe she will want one, and I'll be happy to grow it out.
Like if I ever shave all this off, I just kind of look like a potato working a robot body, like Krang, like just working me with controls. So
That's
I
right.
don't. I'm not gonna. It's
Little, like,
there's
weird
pictures
brain
out
tendrils.
there. It's not gonna happen. It's no.
Shredder, you boob.
You can also head over to gooder.com, by the way, and use the code NINDADS. That's NINDADS for 15% off and free shipping on blue light glasses, sunglasses, all kinds of other awesome products over there. We definitely endorse Gooder as well. I'm loving my sunglasses still. They are with me every time I go. And I'm so thankful for them. I've even gone back and bought other pairs, and I've never done that. Like I have a rule. Pre-show, we were talking about my rule with shoes. And if you want to hear that, you can go be a $10 patron and go check that out. But my rule with shoes is kind of like my rule with sunglasses. I lose sunglasses all the time, so my wife does not allow me to buy any sunglasses that were over $5 to $10. But I have managed to hold on to my Gooder sunglasses for the longest time I've ever had a pair of sunglasses.
Nice.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just sunglasses, but they are fantastic quality. Again, the code NINDADS gets you 15% off and free shipping.
Yes. Now I want to hear the Robo Jesse's PokéMinute.
Pika, pika, Pikachu.
I hate you all.
The Pokemon Go Valentine's Day event started this morning at 10 o'clock and will end February 14th at 8 p.m. local time. Flabébé and her evolutions Floette and Florges make their Pokemon Go debut. During this event, lures will have double the duration. Catch candy will be doubled. Your buddy Pokemon will bring you items more often. Furfrou has a new form called Heart Trim Furfrou that you can select. The Furfrou must start at its natural form for it to be available to select and will cost 25 Furfrou candy and 10,000 Stardust for each form change. 2 collection challenges are now active. Trainers who complete it before the end of the event will be rewarded with encounters with female Frillish and male Frillish.
This is now permanent.
That's
From now on.
I love how it reads the Pokemon names. Yes.
I love it. Furfrou. Furfrou.
And also to the part of it, I don't know if Jesse, if you had a read for this too, but the Pokemon Legends Arceus update, there was an update.
I did have to fake the spelling to get it to pronounce some words right.
Oh, okay.
That's smart.
That is smart. So, but there was an update and there was a couple things that were done there. So if you are into Arceus, I would say we do have the update in our Discord. And
Fixed an issue where, while offline, the screen could freeze after trying to pick up a lost satchel by throwing out a ball that contains a Pokemon. Fixed an issue that sometimes made it difficult to catch Cherim. Fixed an issue where a certain event would not occur during a particular mission, preventing the scenario from proceeding as intended. Fixed an issue where players could obtain certain Pokemon twice instead of once only as intended, prohibiting the player from obtaining other certain Pokemon. The relevant Pokemon will appear for players who were unable to catch those certain Pokemon due to this issue.
Pokemon is never a minute.
Listen,
There we go.
I think that we need to do an entire show like that. Jesse,
People are going to turn that off.
Oh my
Can
god.
you make
Turn
it
that
say
off.
Pika? Can you make it say Pika Pika Pikachu? I hate you all.
This could be something that could be like the post show. Just read like whatever game has some patch notes to read. Just
Give
be
me
like,
a
okay,
minute.
that's
Here it is. Oh,
I think he said he's got to give him a minute. He's
Oh,
probably
yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
say it right.
Pikachu,
Yeah,
I
he's
hate
got-
you all.
Oh,
Pika
well-
Pikachu, I hate you all.
Pikachu.
Pika.
Pika. Oh, that's. You know what's funny to me is that if you play. Speaking of what we've been playing, we'll go. Let's just go into that. So play that music. What I think is so interesting is if you play Pokemon Legends Arceus, when Pikachu pops up, he doesn't say Pikachu, he says Bika.
Mhm.
Pikachu. Like, what? Does he have a cold? Is it Pika? Oh, I love it. I also love how Pikachu. How many years is it now for Pokemon? What is this anniversary?
25, 35,
25, 30. Yeah, like
26.
he is still 26. He's still the only Pokemon who gets like his actual voice line. Nobody else does. Just Pikachu. All of them still make digitized murmurs and cries.
Well, not an Arceus.
Well, yeah, but
Arceus is nice.
Anyway, I haven't made it there yet. Well, Tim, why don't you? I mean, obviously, since you've beaten the game or whatever, why don't you just go and tell us what you've been playing?
I haven't beaten Arceus. That'd be Jesse. Jesse beat Arceus.
Yeah, Psyduck.
Okay.
Good call, Abyssal. Psyduck.
Oh yeah, but does
So,
he
but
do
all
that
three
in
of
the
us have
game?
been playing it.
Psyduck doesn't do that in the game. Psyduck just goes. "Meh."
Mm.
That's
We've all been playing Arceus. So I didn't beat it. Jesse did. He's trying to get 100%, right, Jesse?
In Pokémon Legends, Arceus I rolled credits on Friday and have been working on the post-game content. I hope to be able to get to the final boss by next week.
Nice. So, and I'm just still trying to work on the 4th star. I think I'm close to getting the 4th star. So I'm almost halfway there. How about you, Marty?
I'm rank 9.
So I am rank 3.
Okay.
I'm rank 3. I actually have not gotten to put as much time into it as I wanted. This February has turned into a busy month. And yeah, I had COVID last week and was in the bed, but I like 3 of those days, I just didn't want to do anything.
Yeah,
I
you're tired.
basically
You're
just-
not gonna. Yeah.
I laid there and watched Star Wars
So did
When I-
I.
when I was conscious.
When I did the exact same thing. I watched from episode 2 through 5, actually.
Why did you leave the first one out?
Oh, you can't do the first one. Although, I mean,
you
I actually
can.
enjoy. This might sound crazy. I ended up enjoying the second one more than I thought I was going to. But maybe I was just so delirious. I didn't even know what the hell.
You
was
may
going
have
on.
been, because Attack of the Clones is absolutely the worst.
It
Star
really
Wars
is,
movie.
right? But
It's
like,
awful.
you know what? I think since the last time I watched it, I watched episode 8. And come at me. I'm at Sean Capri, at Sean like Connor, Capri like the pants. Episode 8 is awful. It is absolutely terrible. I'll say that much.
It's okay.
No, it's no.
It has some good fight scenes.
Just she should have just floated off into space, and you could have just been done with it. Just
You
let her
mean-
go off
you
into
mean
space.
after you watch it, you didn't want more?
No. But in any case,
That
is funny that we both did that.
only watched episodes 7, 8, and 9
mhm.
because I had not seen 9 since being in the theater and seeing it.
Yeah.
So that was an experience again.
the more I
I'll be
think on
honest
9,
with
I think-
you.
Yeah.
I don't really like
7, 8, 9 weren't
Yeah.
meant for us, guys. I'm sorry.
Well,
That's
neither
why
we
we don't
don't
like
like
it.
my
3,
daughter.
I guess, either.
They were meant for my daughter who loves Ray with all of her being.
Yeah, Ray's good.
But can I get you to do this for me if you haven't? The script and plot of episode 9, what it was supposed to be, was leaked on the internet. It's called Star Wars Duel of the Fates. Go
like the
read
song.
that. Yeah, I like the song, but go read that. Go read. It's on Wikipedia. Go read the plot. And man, I wish we'd have got that movie.
Can we get Jesse to read the plot?
No.
At the end of the show?
No, we can't. But maybe for post show.
That post show.
It's
Post-show.
several paragraphs of
He can read a
Exposition.
paragraph. one
Robo
paragraph.
Jesse could
We will be
could
here all
read.
night.
Yeah, we'll
that'd
be here
okay.
all night.
Maybe not the entire. What about like just the scrolling credits at the start, at the start of every episode?
There we go.
episode
Right.
9.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tim. Anyway, Arceus is fine. I love this game. I get the gripes. I see what people are griping about. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Same.
That's not why. Mountain textures are not why I come to Pokemon.
Agreed. Yep.
Like I don't like kick
Oh,
back and
doggone
every
these
time.
mountain textures.
I don't kick
Screw
back
this
every time a
game.
new Pokemon game comes out and be like, oh boy, look at the mountain textures. That's not why I'm playing Pokemon. So I'm okay with it. But I think that's because like there's a line that is like a Pokemon fan and like a big Pokemon fan, and then I'm like even below the like regular Pokemon fan. I'm just like, hey, I'm here to have a good time.
I'm just
play
a
the game.
casual Pokemon fan
Same.
myself.
Right.
So yeah. Sean, are you playing Arceus?
I am. I'm with Marty though. Like I don't know what has happened in February. It's just like I'm not nearly as far into it as I would like to be. And to be honest, like I saw a lot of people beat the game like the Monday after it came out. I'm like, well, obviously I'm just like doing something wrong with my entire life. But
I'm the same.
Right.
Yes. It's
I don't
like well, Jesse and his son, his son was like they all rolled
It blew
credits.
me away like early this week. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I completed the Pokedex.
yeah, like not even just like mainline the game, like this super involved thing that you can do.
I keep getting caught up in side missions and stuff, and just like,
well, Tim, we know you're never going to beat this game. You're just going to wander around, and it's going to be like Breath of the
that's
Wild.
what happens. That's what I'm still 5 years in the Breath of the Wild, still wandering around on the southeast.
Don, can you believe this?
Of the map?
He's not beating Breath of the Wild.
Neither
I haven't
have
even opened up all the map.
I haven't
I'm
beaten
still
it either.
I got southeast corner of the map still.
Oh, well, that's right. You said
I-
you don't. You guys, you just don't. And I'm with you. Like we sample games. That's what we do. We just game sample.
I can't. I keep getting on. I'm lit on fire, man. I can't go. I can't beat the final space. I can't get on the mountain. It's too hot, and I haven't. And it's been too long now. I can't go back now.
You're
I
even
know,
farther than me. You and
that's the
Justin are
last one,
both
3 out of
way
4.
farther than me. So yeah.
What that's telling me, Sean, is it's time to start over.
Fake fan.
No, you're not a fake fan. You got to start over.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm okay.
I don't think you need to start over. No, it's not necessary because I don't think it's necessary to start over. It's like each person that we said it when the game came out and all the way up till now, every person plays this game differently. And whether you've got the time or you don't have the time, you're still enjoying it. You're playing the game. Good for you. And I know the guys joke about it when in the Discord with me, like John from the Dads After Dark. He'll always post Zelda crying every time I talk about a different game other than Breath of the Wild. Zelda is crying into Link's arms because I'm talking about another game. So, and I'm like, yeah, shush you. I'm playing. Yes, I'm talking about.
I'm with you
game.
though. Like, I honestly don't know. Like, where do people have the time?
I don't know, man. I'm getting my
I'm
fill
a sampler
here,
for
though.
sure, definitely.
Like with Arceus, it's not obviously very different games. There are maybe some comparisons that you could make between the two, but I am getting my Breath of the Wild fill with this one. Even if nothing else, even just the font, the menus, like they kind of all they give me music for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
It's good.
Art style is fairly kind of there. Yeah, I'm getting my fill on that, and I can only do so many of these forever games. And also, I think I probably could have jumped back into Breath of the Wild this whole time, but it should have been out, by now. And I've never wanted to get my fill of Zelda only for them to come out with another game right away. So I kind of just wish they would have told us a long time ago, so I could figure out what to do on that front. But
right,
yeah.
What else you been playing, Sean?
That's really, honestly, I played a couple of moments of a game called Star Horizon because I was looking for like a little bit of a Star Foxy feel. And
okay.
I'd like for Nintendo at the end of the year to, how they give you the wrap up for the games you played the most. I want to see how much time I'm spent in the eShop. because that's probably my most played game.
That's what
Was
you've been
Star
playing at the
Horizon
most.
one of those Star Horizon one of those free games where you had to chain it together?
No, this one I definitely paid for, but it was on sale to a pretty extreme extent, and just like a behind the ship in the space kind of laser shooter. I just wanted to go pew some stuff, and I wouldn't recommend it. I was just kind of.
Is that the no gravity games that made that one?
Yeah, dude, this game was free.
That was the free one, wasn't it? Yeah,
right around Thanksgiving.
Oh,
this game
really?
was free right around
for
Thanksgiving.
It was
like day 2.
it was that 12 games for Christmas or whatever thing they were doing for December
in Canada.
No, everywhere.
I don't know,
or maybe it was only in North America.
Well, Canada is North America.
Yeah, Marty.
Dang, I forgot.
So is Mexico.
Yeah, I know. It's America's hat and boots.
Yeah, I get the pricing and stuff like that. But now that you mentioned it, I did start playing that game a little bit because I tried it when I was trying to play every game we got for free in that. And that one stood out to me for sure. I do like how the battle mechanics are in that and it is kind of like, do you feel like that scratches that Star Fox
No.
itch? Okay.
No, I didn't think that it really controlled all that well, to be honest with you. And I don't think like even just the shooting didn't feel very satisfying. I was missing, Star Fox unfortunately has fallen a long way over the years, because I feel like the controls of Star Fox 64 in particular, like just a lot of the games in 64, actually, the Z targeting in Zelda, and then just like the lock on mechanic in Star Fox 64, the way that helped you take care of groups of enemies, and then you got like bonus points for it, which helped you achieve bonus objectives in each mission, which helped you get like secret areas and things. Like Star Fox is really special. I didn't get a sense of any of that in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't play it long enough to see if it would fill that gap there, but okay.
But it was also such an inexpensive purchase that I was it was basically like a demo. I was totally fine with just like giving it a shot, going like, yeah, I probably should be spending time in Pokemon instead.
Right.
Yeah,
I get it.
It is a fun time though. Like, if people are a little bit bored or they're just looking for something to do, I really enjoy just spending like $7 and picking up 3 or 4 games on the eShop. Just like, okay, now I'm playing as a cat and I'm hopping on a couple platforms and grabbing a bowl of milk.
You're talking about cattails.
There's a couple cat games, actually. It's a whole genre, you guys. It's like cat milk and cat and
That's true.
New stuff.
Speaking of flying games, I wanted to or shooting games, I want to throw this one out here. I noticed this on the eShop not long ago, and I brought it to the attention of a good friend of the show, Chris Logal, Chris HL94. This game is called Pixel Game Maker Series Thunder Striker. There is a little sub-series of games that's popping up in the eShop pretty regularly that's being made from the Pixel Game Maker that you can download on Steam. And you can make these games and submit them to the eShop. Do you guys remember a Game Boy game called Solar Striker back in the day?
Yes.
Nintendo first party title.
Yes.
Really obscure. Okay. Probably first, second year of the Game Boy. It was just a straightforward vertical shmup. Not very many options for upgrades or anything. This game is like the spiritual successor of that, and it's brilliant. It looks like it's designed to look like the old pea soup colored Game Boy screen,
right.
with just the grays, and it's just a joy. It's not. I want to be clear. It's nothing special. Like, don't expect like bells and whistles and all kinds of stuff. There's like a filter that will make it look more like you're playing on Game Boy. That's about it. Music is great for what it is. Visuals are awesome considering the limited color palette. It's $12 on the eShop. If you're looking for old school shmup goodness, this is your game. And today there's a brand new Pixel Game Maker Series game today on the eShop that is basically Double Dragon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you need to go check these games out. I mean, there's some of them that have really, like, they've got a puzzle game. I can't remember the name of it. Jewel something or other. Here it is. There's one called Jewel Links that is out. There's one called Medium Knot. All of these are out right now on the Switch eShop, made with Pixel Game Maker MV. And they look just like they belong on the old Game Boy.
Nice.
So cool. Bit of retro nostalgia. And that's like that and Arceus. That's what I've been playing.
Excellent. Awesome. Jesse, did you have any more games, or are you just knocking out Arceus?
One thing that bothers me with the game is the noticeable texture pop-in when flying around on the Braviary.
Oh, okay.
I still want to get that.
That was
Any
the
other-
only game I played.
Okay. Gotcha. And for me,
You're bothered
Yeah.
by those mountain textures, aren't you?
Other than Arceus, I had to take a step away from Arceus
And
just
the
to try
trees
to,
and grass.
yeah, trees and grass. And the rocks. Don't forget the rocks. I stepped away to try a few new games that came out recently. First off was Ali World.
I was going to ask about that.
I got to try that out and play that. There was no embargo, so I was able to play that like Saturday before the game came out on Tuesday. So I did a stream of that, and that is everything everybody's hyping it up to be. It's such a fun game. The music is awesome. It controls well once I figured it out. I don't know if Hambo and Johnny's still in there. I think he was there to witness that failure on my side, or maybe it was solo something, but somebody came in and was like, we were talking about the controls, and I'm like, oh, actually it's just easy. All you got to do is use the left joystick to control what you do on your skateboard. I was thinking it was like some of the other skateboarding games where you had to, use your left stick and also use your, buttons like A, B, X, Y combinations to do different move sets. No, you don't. There's a few things you can do with that, but it's mainly just, you're doing almost like a kind of like a Street Fighter motion in a lot of ways in your joystick to, you can flick up or flick down or left or right, but then you can start doing a little bit more complicated motions like, a half a circle or half a moon or down and a full circle all around, and all these different combinations with just the left joystick get you different moves. Once I got that figured out, I was able to start racking up points and knocking out the tasks that you get for each of the levels in the world. And there's sections within the world too that you basically get into, and you go into it, you get these tasks, you got your basic tasks of, complete without crashing, essentially without wiping out. They call it basically without getting a checkpoint, because if you do crash, you get the chance of going to a checkpoint and then trying again from the checkpoint, or you can reset yourself from the beginning. If you don't use the checkpoint, then you get points for that. You get, a task done there. And then there's other things like don't take out balloons, or cross the path of one of these other players or something like that. So there's all these different tasks that you can do that add points and then complete to get your star for that particular level for that section of the board. So lots to do, lots of replay, and there's even DLC that you can get to give you even more things to do in there. Plus customization of your player. So you got your cartoony looking player, almost kind of like what's that one cartoon on Cartoon Network that everybody used to be into?
You're gonna have to narrow down just a little more than that cartoon on Cartoon
Network.
With
Adventure Time. Yeah, Adventure Time.
Nailed it. Okay.
So Marty, you're on mute. So.
I know. I mute myself, and then it does look a lot like Adventure Time. You're
it has
right.
kind of like a Adventure Time feel to it, but it's an absolute blast. If you like your skateboarding games, this is definitely one to pick up. And it's not 3D like your Tony Hawk games, but you got your 2D side-scrolling type environments. But you do kind of go in the foreground and background area, kind of going back and forth. So just animation is pretty sweet. So I haven't gotten far enough in to say if anything else happens in there. There seems to be more going out of the game than I got into. But just in that little bit that I've played, is definitely worth a shot and checking that out. So the other game that I've been playing is Ocean's Heart. We got a review code for that as well. It is definitely a Zelda-like game, like your Link to the Past type, top-down Zelda. You wake up in a bed, you hop out, and you start playing your adventure. Basically, you are, your young lady who lives with her sister and dad in a bar, and or your dad takes care of a bar or tavern on an island, and you get visitors all the time and all that kind of stuff, and you help run it. But your dad is a ex-Navy soldier, and you want to go on adventures like he used to and all that kind of stuff. But your adventure you get sent to go pick up a bottle of whiskey from a cave or to celebrate one of your townspeople's events or something like that, or to help them because they had a rough day or something like that. So you have to go off to this cave where all the drinks are stored, and you go get this bottle of whiskey. And during that time, the island is attacked by pirates. You find this out by coming out of the cave and finding out that your best friend was kidnapped by the pirates. And so your dad is off trying to go rescue your best friend and says they'll be right back. And then the story continues to say 6 months later, he hasn't returned. So you as the character are going to find out what happened to your dad and your best friend because they haven't returned in 6 months. And the writing is just fantastic as well. I've had a few chuckles and a few laughs out of this writing in the game. But so far, it's been the same things you get out of a Zelda game. You get a weapon that will help you with puzzles. You pick up things. You get bombs to blow up walls that you find suspicious that could be blown up, all that kind of stuff. It's a 10 to 12 hour game in total to play and beat. So you could probably beat it in a weekend if you were laid up and had nothing else to do. Or maybe a couple weekends like me where I play a couple hours at a time. So, but again, I highly recommend checking out this one especially if you're a Zelda fan.
I did pick that one up and plan on playing it after Pokemon.
Yes. It scratches that 2D Zelda itch because we don't know when we're going to get that one, anything like that soon. So, and then finally, this came out today as well, or when you're listening to this, it would have been yesterday. Retro Bowl for the Nintendo Switch.
I knew you were going to talk about this one.
I picked up that one. It is a kind of like another one that's throwing back to the Tecmo Bowl type games, but an updated version that has it does have the NFL teams in it, just not the players. So you can, pick up, it's the cities, but they do AFC and NFC, and you can be like, I can be the Detroit Lions. And or anything like that, but it's pretty straightforward. And how much is this game? It's $5. So it was like, what the heck, I'm going to pick it up. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it's pretty straightforward where you are a GM of a team and you play coach as well, where you're the GM, where you manage the team as a whole with the players, the coach, the coaching staff, the stadium facilities around the stadium, like the training facilities, the rehab facilities, all that kind of stuff. All this stuff goes into play into how your players play, as well as the crowd and all that kind of stuff. And then the only part of the football game you actually play, and this may be a downside for some people, is the offense. You don't play defense. So when your team goes to the defensive side, it's all done via text really quick. It just says, this is what happened by the other team on their offense. You stopped them or you didn't stop them, blah, blah, blah. And then it's back to you on offense, which is really quick gameplay. Like it's 2-minute quarters and all that kind of stuff. And then really most of the time you're going to be spending is managing your team afterwards. And then you get to go back in and play it. So right now it's pretty cool. I'm liking it. I just did a first round. Went through the tutorial, played a game that they start you in, and then got back out of it and started managing the team again. So I can't say, this is a fantastic football game. You need to go and buy it right away yet. But for $5, I mean, Hambo and Johnny got to see me play it a little bit in our Discord because I shared it there. And he was like, $5, I'll pick it up. So, and I wanted to try to support a football game, an American football game on the Nintendo Switch, so that maybe places, like that other small place, EA Sports, they do a little game called Madden. I'm hoping maybe one day we'll get that on the Switch. But this is something that's pretty fun. It's so far that I'm enjoying. So that's what I've been playing.
It's funny knowing this is coming. I was hanging out with some students last night at my church, and I looked down and there's a kid playing this on his phone.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Playing
it's a
Retro
mobile.
Bowl. And yeah, because he came over there and I was like, do you really enjoy this game? He's like, oh, yeah, I love it. I was like, you have a Nintendo Switch? He was like, yeah. I said, it's coming to Switch like really soon.
Yeah.
Like, no way. That's awesome. He's like, I already spent way too much time on it right now.
Yeah, the other downside to it is there's no online against other people. It's just you in the game. There are going to be leaderboards from what I understand, if there isn't already. So I guess something there along those lines, you'll be able to compare yourself with your friends if they have the game. But other than that, there's no, I can't play somebody else. And that makes sense now that I played it, because before, when I heard there was no online component, it makes sense because there's no defense.
Yeah.
So yeah, be interesting. I guess maybe Retro Bowl 2 will have something like that, but it's for somebody like me who's been dying for a more current football game for the Switch. Nothing bad about the Tecmo Bowls and all that kind of stuff. Just saying, I wanted something more current and new. Even though this is a throwback to Tecmo Bowl, it's still new, has some new mechanics in it, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, which is really all you want.
Yeah,
for retro football. Yeah. Well, guys, that's what we've been playing. Let's turn on the community spotlight, shall we? All right, guys. So our community spotlight this week is focused on Mr. Sean Capri, the internet's own Sean Capri. Sean, you have been a friend of the show for a super long time from the very beginning. You're a fantastic podcaster and producer of all things for video games, but an even better friend. And we are very grateful for you being on the show tonight. Why don't you tell people where they can find you, about all of your many ventures, and just basically anything you would good you would want to say about yourself right now to attract people to you and to listen to your product.
Thanks, man. Well, I joked about it on Twitter today. I said the reason I had kids was so that I could jump on and be invited to Nintendo Dads. But of course, you're right. We've been friends for a long time, even before my kids, and Lincoln will be 5 in April. So yeah, we've been at this a little while, and even just hearing that the sound bites and the bumpers that Jesse plays throughout this thing, like it's really special, man. I know that there's a lot of people out there who listen to the show who would kill to be able to be invited to on the show. So I don't take that for granted for a split second. I'm really grateful. Woo! I'm that's exactly the energy I was going for, Jesse. Appreciate it, man.
Yes.
It is not lost on me that the community surrounding Nintendo Dads is something that's really, really special, and to be invited on, it's not everybody gets to do this. So it's very, very cool. I like ignoring my family so that I can jump on and podcast with you guys.
We all do.
Exactly.
Shut up, guys. I'm on a show.
I'm on a podcast. Get out here, Lincoln. See you tomorrow. No,
I love my kids, guys. I love my kids. Just shut up. Shut up, Lincoln.
No, it's very, very cool to be here, and a very exciting week. And yeah, just really appreciate you guys having me on. And even if it is just to fill a Canadian quota, I'm totally good with that.
We would let you on even if you weren't Canadian.
Wow. I'll take it. Yeah, man. Anytime. I will take it. I have caught the sickness a number of years ago. I started podcasting and then couldn't stop and just kept rolling out new show after new show after new show. But yeah, currently what people can check out is every week I have sweet hangs with strangers from the internet on a show called We the Gamercast. And people can check that out. We talk about life in video games, and that's been super fun to do. But if you're more inclined towards the Nintendo stuff, I do about a 40-minute show every week called the Nintendo Drive with my good friend Console Kato. She is the sauciest potato who happens to run just the most amazing Animal Crossing YouTube channel on the internet. She is like, I'll actually plug her instead. She is hundreds of subscribers away from 100,000 subs on our
Wow.
Animal Crossing channel, youtube.com/console.
Go over there and follow her if you have not.
Honestly, it is top quality. And actually, it was Bobby Pauls who introduced me to her, and I'm so glad that he did. When I was yelling and screaming about all the anti-consumerisms that Animal Crossing brought to the table of one save per island or one island per console, whatever it was, I found her channel, and it was just excellent. And we've become really great friends over the last, I guess, year and a half or so. And we do the Nintendo Drive together. And mostly, I would say, we shop the eShop and answer questions. It's been an amazing ride over on the Nintendo Drive, and people can check that out on podcast services. I also do a show called the Xbox Drive, about a 40-50 minute show every week as well. Cover everything Xbox, what we're playing on over there. Get your ball on. And yeah, man, it's we've got a wonderful community with the Yumi Capri community. It kind of captures all the other podcasts that we've got going on over there. And something else that's just kind of new is the community is starting these. It's almost like a book club. It's called the Backtrackers. It's a video game book club. The community decides a game that everybody's going to play, and they're going to get together on a Saturday morning and talk about it. And then a game that everybody's currently playing right now is Spiritfarer, which is an absolutely gorgeous little indie game. I think you guys have talked about it on the show. It's available on so many different platforms. And so it's not even just Nintendo. A lot of people can get together. And if you want to get together with friends and strangers from the internet, play a game, if you've been wanting to have kind of almost like that podcast experience, it's a really cool thing happening in our Discord. And probably the best way to capture all that is on Twitter. And I'm at Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants.
Awesome. And if you're not following Sean and not following all his exploits and everything else, go right now, give him a follow. Quality content, even more quality human being.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. And so
I know I mention this all the time, but every time I see you, Sean, I can always remember the times we would talk on the old monthly Nintendo Dads Google meetings or whatever they were. Yes. Google Meet.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember those
Google Hangouts.
I still have it here. Hangouts. This is how I exclusively chat with, other than in person, this is how I chat with my wife, is using Hangouts. So all the old stuff, it's all right there. It's yeah. Like, it's her and then all Nintendo Dads, Nintendo Guru. Here's, nice. Yeah, here's Justin Madison here. Yeah. Like, wow. It's all right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of years.
So, as we, y'all go, look, I'm all discombobulated. Go follow Sean. Like I said, quality, thanks, quality stuff, quality content, even better quality human being. You need to go follow him and check out some of the shows. And Kato too, man, she's killing it. Just so good. So
everything good. Under the You, Me, Capri umbrella. Need to follow that.
Yes. It's like Nintendo had that seal of quality. That's you need a You, Me, Capri seal.
We don't need to go that far.
Come on, man. Look,
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Kato's got the seal quality.
You touch it, it turns to gold. It's good. Speaking of podcasts, Tim, why don't you do a quick rundown of what's coming up on the Nintendo Dads Family of Podcasts this week?
Yep. So sure thing. Of course, we didn't get to mention it in the events section, but next Friday is the third Friday of the month. We'll be doing the dinner table where everybody gets together in our Discord and chats about whatever we want to chat about, which will probably be the Nintendo Direct. I'm sure that'll be the big topic. And like last month, where we talked a lot of Star Wars and Marvel and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to talk about Star Wars, the Boba Fett show, as well as and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of that stuff we talk about, and I don't record those anymore. So if you want to be a part of it, you got to be a part of it live, because I found that a lot of people are a little bit more open when we don't record it. We and are a little bit more comfortable as well. So we're just there to have fun. And I think the last time too, we were up to like 4:00 in the morning, a lot of us too. So, and Eastern Standard Time. So we were up pretty late, but it was a lot of fun. Anyways, the other podcasts that do record, we do have the Retro Logic, which they just had episode 69 that they also had the Dads After Dark show on. So they were there. They did a special episode with them where they talked about explicit content and all that kind of stuff, and a little bit of Mario Party as well. So go give that a listen, episode 69. If you know what that is, then you would know why the Dads After Dark show was there. Speaking of Dad After Dark show, episode 91 just dropped as well. What would Link do without his fairy was one of the questions they addressed. Was Game Pass worth it in 2021? And how much are your children worth on the open market?
Wow.
Those are some serious Dads After Dark show topics. So again, find those guys on your podcast and YouTube. Both of those guys, Retro Logic and Dads After Dark show, have YouTube channels as well. So go check those out. And then last but not least, you got Game Pass news that they said their ultimate goal is to compete with the Xbox Drive and take them over. No, I'm kidding.
Bring it on.
I'm kidding. No, you guys have been on the show, right? With Game Pass news or Sean?
No, not yet.
No.
No.
Oh my gosh, we need to
Open
For
to it.
shame.
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
I'll drive over.
All right. So episode 39, Nick and Sean hosted that, and they talked about Sony in the acquisitions race. And should you buy the X screen, which is that screen that you can attach to the Series S, biscuits and cookies, which is UK versus US, and then all the things this week in Xbox Game Pass. So that's what's been going on in our family podcasts.
It's cookies. I'll just go ahead and settle it.
It's cookies.
It's cookies. Let's get into some questions from the community. Rounding out the show here. This one comes from email from Bruce Patterson. He says, thank you for the birthday shout out yesterday. I was wondering what your opinion is regarding Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack now that we're seeing games that get DLC included in the expansion pack. Why do you think not all DLC games are included in this pack like Metroid and Super Smash Brothers? I believe there will be more, and the value is much better now with the addition of Mario Kart. To be honest, Bruce, I think you answered your own question there. What do we talked about this earlier in the show with the Mario Kart DLC? It is much better now. I think that as games get added, there is going to be more focus on the value, right? And that's one of the things that they've talked about in the past is how do we up the value of this online subscription? Well, you do it by packing the DLC in. And I think over time, it's simply going to become invaluable as they add Splatoon and other things. What do you guys think?
Do you think they'll actually, I think there's a possibility if it goes longer than what we think about having a Mario Kart 9 coming in 2024, 25, that there's a definitive version that you can buy with all the DLC.
Oh, that's for sure coming. That's for sure coming.
Right.
Because money.
And then they pack it in with the Switch.
That's really smart. Yep.
Mario Kart Switch OLED or Nintendo Switch OLED with Mario Kart 8 Definitive Edition.
Yes.
Make the title so long you actually don't get a picture on the box art.
It's just all text.
Now, at
It's just
that
text.
point, is it Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Redux Definitive Edition Gold Standard?
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
And Knuckles.
Championship edition.
And Knuckles, yes.
Turbo.
Excuse me. As far as why Metroid and Smash aren't in there, Smash was already going to be finished before this happened. It already was finished, I think, before the expansion pass launched. So I think that they're probably still making money off that individually, by the way, as well. Metroid, it's free right now.
It will likely be a part of the expansion pack. Free
You think it will?
DLC doesn't really matter. If it gets to the point where there is paid DLC in Metroid, it will likely be a part of the expansion pack.
I'll
Free
agree
DLC
with that.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Agree with that. Let's head over to Patreon for some questions from our Patreon folks. Jason asked, is Marty going all in on Xenoblade Chronicles 3? No. And then Friendo replied, if by all in you mean a deep depression, a definite maybe, he looked like he was watching the end scene from Old Yeller. Well,
Yeah, that
they
was
were
your
pretty
one
much,
more thing, Marty.
They were pretty much killing the direct at that point. Like I said earlier, if it's for you, I'm happy.
Look at you.
It's called growth. It's called, trying to grow a little bit. Ninfrendo also asks us this: with the new courses, what Super Mario Brothers characters would Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Plus benefit from? Then he says this and blesses all of us with this statement: please no more metal or baby characters. Yes.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to see some Super Mario Brothers 2 love, Birdo, Wart, Mouser.
Ooh.
Yes. All right. Right around the horn right here. Everybody gets one character and you say it and it's in Mario Kart 8 DLC. Who is it?
Goomba Stack.
Goomba Stack DLC.
Yes.
You know what would be great is if they did that and when it went under tunnels, it knocked some of the Goombas off, but then it started stacking up as you went.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so good.
That's great.
Can I give Bullet Bill as an actual racer, even though he's a weapon?
He just flies.
You have to
along
run
the
them
track.
over again
Piranha
to recollect
plant.
them.
Piranha Plant.
No, my real answer, and this comes from we talked about games that we were playing before. What I've been playing a lot is actually Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with my kids. They've really discovered that. And as we're going through the characters, I'm like, where's Toon Link? Wait a minute, Toon Link isn't in this game. So I want Toon Link added as part of all this, please.
There you go.
Well, he said Super Mario Brothers characters, so I'll say Wart. I've already said it. But it's okay, guys. It's okay. Your pick still count.
No, Toon Link, don't care.
I had Bullet Bill, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just Sean
Mario.
that can't follow directions.
I just
That's
can't follow
fine.
rules.
It's fine. Not a big deal. Yeah, those I would love to see a Super Mario Brothers 2 themed course,
That'd be cool.
That's great. Yes.
Yeah.
like a subcon course. That'd be great. But that's not going to happen because they like to believe that game never existed, I think.
Okay,
I mean, they just
here's my
based-
Mario answer. How about the eel from Mario 64, the thing in the ship? How about that?
I'll take it.
Is that better? Is that better?
That works.
The scary eel. It has to be in 64 retro graphics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maximum
And
of 9 polygons.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. Sparky says this. Hello, happy Friday from long-term listener and patron Sparky. What a great direct, eh? Anyway,
Yeah.
has there ever been a game you can remember really enjoying, and then for some reason it decided to change up the mechanics of gameplay and you totally lost interest in it, leaving yourself asking, why did they ever think that was a good idea? This happened to me recently playing Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I was loving the game, looked and sounded amazing, fun to play. Hours in, they suddenly introduced a new mechanic where you could drill through sand. It was out of kilter with existing mechanics and so annoying to control. Although, in fact, I just called enough. In fact, I called it a day. What a shame. Any similar stories for games you've enjoyed to a point in the past?
I feel personally attacked on this Ori story.
I knew that. I knew.
Oh my gosh, that game is wonderful. Holy cow. It's an interest, but it could take anything. Like it's not a shot on the experience. Like it's all individual to everybody. That it doesn't take a whole lot to go like, not this, please.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to think of something.
I
though,
have
to be
one.
honest.
I immediately thought of this.
Go for
And
it.
so I think this is going to make somebody mad, but I don't care. The Messenger.
Okay.
Oh, the Switch,
Yeah,
The
the
graphic
Ninja
style?
game. The Ninja game.
yeah. But like, isn't that the one that went from like 8 to 16-bit?
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's not
Okay.
what I minded.
Okay.
About halfway through the game, it changed from like progression to Metroidvania, and they did it in the most annoying way possible. Like the game became. I finished it, but I like the way that they worked the Metroidvania stuff in made it incredibly difficult, and it just changed the feel of the game. And so I just, to this day, I probably won't replay that, even though I did enjoy the game. It just, that did not, it was,
I had one that was similar where I got the shock of it, the change up, and it was like, I don't like this. I want to go back to the way it was playing before. But as I played more, I warmed up to it and understood why it was doing that. And then it was like, okay, now I'm okay with this. And this might shock Jesse, or maybe he probably has an idea where I'm going with this, but it was actually the most recent game I played, Inscription. Because when I played that, it was based on one way to play, and then all of a sudden, this is part of the game, it switches up on you, and it's still kind of played the same, but it's different graphically and all that kind of stuff, and just how you go about going to play it, and some of the card mechanics were a little bit different. Just kind of threw me off. I was just getting into my groove of playing the way it was set up in the first act of the game, and then all of a sudden it switched it up in the second act, and I'm just like, what's going on? I want to go back to the other one. But like I said, as I played a little bit further, got through it, I was like, okay, I'm fine with this. I understand what's going on now. So it's something similar, but I was able to get through it.
This happened to me in Final Fantasy X when they somehow turned a turn-based battle system into a grid-based strategy battle. That's as far as I got in this game.
Okay.
The only one I can really think of it, I don't know if it's quite as like instant game changing and like impacting the rest of the game, but the dowsing function in Skyward Sword, especially on the Wii, I just felt like I didn't want any part of it. And every time it popped up, I'm like, no, just I don't want to. Do you remember what I mean? Like you kind of like you're pointing around and you're kind of like sensing that there's something off in the distance and it's pointing you in the right direction. I really, really hated that. And luckily it wasn't like significant part, but every time it did pop up, I'm like, I'd just rather not do this, please. But I always had to push through it in order to finish the game.
You know, the very first playthrough, and I didn't even finish it because the Wii quit reading discs, and I lost my save. Nintendo deleted it when I sent it to get it fixed. There were a lot of moments playing the very motion-based Skyward Sword that I said, do I have to do this again?
Yeah.
I'm so glad they fixed it because it finally let me play through the game, and I loved it.
I loved
when
it
it was
too.
on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zelda and motion controls. I mean, it sounds cool, but then you play it.
Yeah, I just want tennis with motion controls.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
and soccer strapped to my leg.
Yeah.
Please.
Yes.
And added at a later date. So yeah, I hope that answered.
Yes.
Yeah, bowling's good. I hope that answered your question, Sparky. Bruce also says he said this on email, but he also says on Patreon, I'm happy that Mario Kart 9 will be available in the expansion pack of the NSO. Oh, I see what he did there. I love it.
Yes.
Deontay Hancock says this direct filled my heart, emptied my wallet, and filled Kirby's mouth.
Nice.
Why did they do this to my Kirby?
Right.
Yeah, I think it's like I love you know which one killed me was vending mouth.
Vending machine.
Vending mouth. Yeah.
Vending machine mouth.
The names on all of them are
the
cracking
fact that
me
they
up.
have a name.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you know there's going to be more that they didn't show.
Yep. They're going to be
really the thing that kills me is
that.
it's going to be great at the end of the game when you go to the center of the moon and King DDD is too big for Kirby to inhale, so you get to control him and bust out before the moon explodes.
All right.
Some of you will see what I did there.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Question from Twitter. Mecha Dragon asked 2 questions. Jesse, you can go ahead and be queuing this up. We'll do the second one first, so you can do this. This is just for you. Nobody else gets to answer this. What JRPGs did you find interesting from the Nintendo Direct? And then for everyone else, what song, music, or genre do you all like to listen to when you need to focus, study, or play games?
EDM.
Wow.
Cool.
That's I immediately put that on. And actually we have a listener of the show, Anoxis, who is a DJ, and he's been putting stuff out on an app that I listen to his stuff while I work, and it keeps me in the zone. And it's a lot of techno type house EDM stuff. So because there's no words, there's nothing to distract me. It's just, a lot of party stuff. And I'll just be sitting there grooving and doing all that kind of stuff. Yep. So that's what I listen to when I'm trying to focus.
Yeah, can't have words, can't have lyrics. I'm kind of the same as you, but I don't know if it's quite as energetic for me. I'm really into a lot of different video game soundtracks. Actually, Worry comes to mind for sure. Celeste is something I've got on the go right now as we speak, actually, but well, not literally as we speak, but earlier today I was listening to Celeste, which has a great soundtrack. So, and now we can do Pokemon on YouTube or online. We can listen to those soundtracks too.
Yeah. For me, it's just like the on repeat 10 hours of I like to move it.
Oh, stop.
It's not there's if you'll go to YouTube and Google or search on YouTube lo-fi girl. I love lo-fi when I'm studying or working. She has different playlists on there and it changes all the time. And actually you can go find those on Apple Music or Spotify as well. And it's like music to study or relax to, there's another one, music to sleep to, that's really good. Adds in some rain and stuff. So yeah, I like that. And you're right. It's got to be wordless.
Yeah.
It's got to be, I mean, like, there's songs for different occasions. There's songs for like that. You get out and you're driving on the open road. You need to get somewhere quick. You're going to listen to Highway to the Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. Tim knows what I'm talking about, don't you? Just speed goes up 5 miles an hour.
That's
immediately,
right.
5:10. Jesse, what about you? Any music or any JRPGs?
I think the one JRPG that I'm most interested in is Live Alive. I've never heard of this game, but it looks like a game I'd want to play. Chrono Cross was a nice look as I've not played more than an hour of it, but the fact it has such a large cast makes it look like a form of a job system and that has me worried. But for $20, I'll likely pick it up anyway. For music when I need to focus, I need silence.
All right. I know I said about Chrono Cross when we did our live reaction, I said, oh, great. Another Square Enix game I'll download and keep on my Switch and never play.
Right.
That's what I do. I have Final Fantasy 7. I have Final Fantasy 9. Yeah. We don't talk about 8. Like Bruno. We also have a voicemail this week from Christian. So let's get to that.
Hey, Nintendo fans. It's me, Christian, again, and I just wanted to let you know my family and I just finished watching the Nintendo Direct this evening, and man, oh man, we are so excited for that Mario Kart 9. Cannot wait to play Mario Kart 9. Mario Kart 9 is going to be so awesome. Actually, in all honesty, we're pretty stoked about $25 for 48 courses. That's going to be pretty cool for the DLC. And also, I'm a little bummed about the Zelda. I wanted Zelda to be in this Direct so badly, but, what can you do? Anyways, I hope you guys are having a good night. Hope you're enjoying your days with your family and your friends, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.
Yeah, I too enjoyed all that Mario
Zelda
Kart 9.
Here.
I missed that. Can you redo that one?
I wasn't expecting anything Zelda here.
I kind of was. I was kind of thinking that we would at least. I was thinking that we would at least get like, like a trailer, maybe just a little glimpse, and it'd be like, come back in June. Didn't they do that with Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, I think it seems like something that they need to speak to. Unless they just come out with like a huge, I don't know. I honestly can't even just see them just dropping a trailer. I really do think there's going to be a bit of a story behind it. And yeah, like somebody will come out and speak to it. Al Newman will probably come out and just kind of go like, we're sorry for the delay and all that kind of stuff. I just think that it needs more of a moment than maybe a trailer at a Direct. But I was kind of hoping to see maybe a bit of a cadence to what perhaps was started last year with Skyward Sword HD. Like maybe this year we get Wind Waker, maybe we get a Twilight Princess HD, or maybe a combo pack or something. So to even like tide us over until the next Breath of the Wild. But the fact that we didn't get that, I think some people, and I think my co-host Console Kato would agree, like because we didn't get a remake or a remaster Zelda game, that lends credence to the fact that Breath of the Wild 2 is indeed 2022, and that's the only thing they want you focusing on in terms of Zelda this year.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Not ready to talk about it.
That's very logical, very well thought out. Entirely what I'd expect from Kato.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she's magic. Well, guys, that's the end of this episode 362. We want to thank our good friend Sean Capri for coming and hanging out with us, pulling the late shift, forsaking his fatherly duties.
That's right.
And joining us here on the night shift with Nintendo Dads. As we close out the show, we want to say a huge thanks to our Patreon producers. That's Dave Ernsberger, Antonio Contronio, and Solo Something. We also want to say a big thanks to our nearly 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. Guys, we are 33 subscribers away from 6,000. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, we would love for you to go over, pull the lever, hit the subscribe button, and push us over that goal. We're 4 subscribers away from 1,200 on Twitch. And we also want to say a huge thanks to our 19 Twitch subscribers who also get access to our Discord community and activities because they follow us with Twitch Prime. If you've got an unused Twitch Prime subscription laying around, we'd love for you to throw it our way. You can go over there and do that. Remember, you can get 20% off your order with Manscaped by going to manscaped.com and using the code NINDADS. That's NINDADS. Also, 15% off and free shipping at gooder.com. That's GOODR. Use the code NINDADS to get you some sweet sunglasses. Check out our merch store over at nintendodads.org/merch. And remember, you can head over to our website to check out all of our newest podcast episodes, videos, tweets, all that stuff, and links and so much more. I want to remind you guys, wherever you listen to this audio-wise, please give us a 5-star review. Write some words. It helps people find the show. It lets people know how much you're enjoying and what you enjoy about it. And it just makes the world a better place. Be sure to email us at nintendodads@gmail.com or call in and leave a voicemail like our good friend Christian at 929-25-NDADS. That's 929-256-3237. Big thanks to OC Remix for the music used throughout the show. And again, big thanks to Sean Capri for hanging out with us tonight. For me, for Tim, for Sean and Jesse, Justin, whoever else, it's been episode 326 or 362 of Nintendo Dads. Promise I'm not dyslexic. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Night, peeps.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
We sound like the Nintendo Dads all of a sudden.
We sound like the goddamn Nintendo Dads all of a sudden. Nintendo Dads podcast.
I'm really glad that Jesse didn't put all of his comments in that.